Hello, everybody, to session number 27. Oh, it feels good to be alive. I don't know why I said that. I actually wanted to say something else.
Yes.
I mean, every time you wake up, that is a sentence you should say. Just to appreciate life. And I'm definitely not saying this because you guys are on the brink of death. Well, at least you're D&D characters.
Come on.
Setting the tone.
We were doing okay so far.
See, our death or their death?
Exactly.
Says the
Brink
ones,
of death.
says the ones that don't have a level of exhaustion.
Yep. Yes, I think because we kind of left off dramatically last time, we won't further delay the introductions too much. So, starting off with
Me. I am Greg, and I'm playing Irek Spanner, human artificer who is probably about to shit himself in the middle of a ruin in the forest. We'll see how this goes.
Okay. I'm Matt. I'm playing Dr. Fiera. She's a wizard, chronomancer. Yeah, I think oddly enough, she's having a blast because this is probably the most magic she's ever used in like a short period of time, and some of the biggest magic she's used. Also, she's hasted, so she is watching the world fly by. No, in slow motion. She is flying by as the world watches.
yep, and for some reason your camera froze.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Anyways, continuing on.
Hi, I'm Skit. I play Isarel Leafina, the druid / cleric. She's mildly freaking out, seeing her friends in a dire situation, and she feels very under-equipped for the situation. But at the same time, she wants to deal with this to see what's happening around here. So yeah, she's freaking out a little bit right now.
Okay, I think we are all witnessing this. Holy shit! Oh my god!
What is happening with your camera?
Yeah! Oh, this is an omen. This is a bad omen. That's some shit going on with Fiera right there. Woo!
He was in another dimension there for a moment.
Yeah, an alternate reality. Matt just stepped inside of the room. Anyways, Felicia.
Anyway, I'm Felicia. I'm playing Arya. I am a soul knife rogue who's just trying to get by. She's tired. She just wants like a couple days of peace, but she knows that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Yeah, I mean, you had a bit of peace the day before. You were, chilling in the woods. I guess that's...
Arguably, you've had the most peace.
No, I've been dealing with mind issues. Okay, that's not a fun thing to deal with.
You've also been just passed out for like 2 full days.
But you don't know that I'm not in pain with my brain trying to do whatever a brain does.
That is very true. Valid arguments from both sides. Okay. Well, that's nice.
Just gone.
Yeah, Matt literally just got ejected into the digital world.
Is this like the NordVPN like commercials from Critical Role?
Oh, I wish. God dang. I mean,
No.
I think he's either restarting. I guess I would just... At this point, we could just fucking redo the intro because... Oh, man.
All because there's a...
And we're back. We have to apologize. And I hope you can accept our apologies because we give you this cat.
There's a cat as an apology.
Yep,
He
look
says
at it.
sorry.
Oh my god. It is.
Yep. And now he's gone.
I know he's
Goodbye.
gone. Yeah, technical difficulties, which we didn't actually have in a long time. So, you know, it was due to happen. And now it did. And let's hope it doesn't happen again. Especially not with my audio. Oh man, oh please. Okay, I think we went through our introductions, so we'll jump right into today's episode. Starting off as usual with the intro, and we have a special treat today because it is a new one. So you can all sit back, relax. This one is a bit longer than the other one, which I think I will regret in later time, but you know, gotta change stuff. I have looked over this landscape 1,000 times. The green grass on the rolling hills, and the strong textured rocky cliffside that drops to meet the horizon. It is beautiful, especially at dawn. The red sky reminds me of that tragic day. An act so unforgivable that the gates of hell opened up. It is as you have said, Your Excellency. May he be used as intended. He must collect blood. And blood he will surely collect, whether he wants it or not. For that is his punishment after all. Truly, his sight even saddens me. But he must not worry for long, as his eternal sin shall soon be forgiven. And may he too, as we all deserve, come to peace. You are most grateful, Your Excellency. We shall establish a new order. The light we have been following has been dimming, and the people are losing faith by the day. We must show them a new light, a new faith that will not only redeem their belief, but give them the hope they need to fight. In wake of the misfortune of our own country, we shall use this new revelation to rebuild our dominance. The fools are ignorant, forgetting what we have done for them. Oh, their sins must be punished. They may only find salvation in the blood that will spill from their bodies. For that is the only use we will have from them. We will remind them of our blessed divinity so that they can remember that we are the punishers. We are the judicators, and we are the crucifiers. The world will have their eyes opened, and the people shall see and witness the power that will save them. Prepare the Sin-Bearer Legion and be on your way. The night has been long enough, It is time for the people to wake up and open their eyes to witness a new dawn. And may the light shine ever bright again. Hear me, people. We have been abandoned by the angels, for they saw our sin that we inherited within our blood. We must atone so that we may redeem ourselves and be granted their divine blessings once again. Purge this land of the sinners. Purge this land of the unfaithful. And purge this land of the blight that has taken our sons, our daughters, our mothers and our fathers. For this curse remains as punishment for our ignorance of faith. May this blood crusade vanquish the sin that taints us, and may we finally be free. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, let there be light! Okay. I guess I deserve that one.
Oh my god.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Never disappoint.
Yeah, always gotta one up the last one. So, let's start us off with a quick recap. You guys now traveling inside of the Great Servalon Woods in search of a draconic ruins with some connections to the Dreadless Court, as mentioned to you by Vashina, who you've gotten into contact with Telding. You are on this expedition and hoping for personal gain and research, specifically just backstory interests from Jesus Christ, Isorel, and obviously the ever curiosity that resides inside of Fiera, and her archaeological past has also piqued her interest in this endeavor. But also you would be granted access inside of these Zephyros archives if you help Vashina get there safely and return safely. And as such, you were kind of, making your way through there, then stumbling upon the old ruined grounds where you encountered a few snakes that attacked you during your arrival there. And after a bit of investigating and with the keen arcane eyes of Fiera, noticed that these snakes were first of all not native to the Great Servalon Woods, but were most likely magically summoned. And as you kind of got to the main part, Jesus Christ, I'm not talking properly, main portion of the ruins themselves, you discovered that a couple of UNT snake people have either called it, Jesus Christ, I really can't talk, called it home, or are currently occupying it for some other reason. Stepping inside first with the attempt of stealth, which badly misfired because only one of your person is actually stealthy and the rest of you still try to get near it to be there for support if something went wrong. Unfortunately, they were the part that went wrong, and as such you engaged with the UNT, and you soon discovered that they were conducting some sort of ritual. A black-skinned / scaled UNT with a cobra-esque face was sitting in a pool of water atop a elevated 3-step platform, and a shine or bright shine of sunlight was beaming through the ceiling, a open hole that goes up to the sky itself. And then you later discovered that there also was a live chrysalis that kind of seemed to be blooming outside of a larger flower. So the chrysalis itself was tiny, as big as a grape, or actually more like a raisin, really, really small. And you kind of fought with the henchmen, and then seeing that the ritual was kind of coming to its last parts, as two of the acolytes were siphoning energy from the life chrysalis, tried to put it inside of the main conductor. However, they were interfered as Isra stepped in and it dispelled one of them, unable to conjure their magic inside of them, kind of delaying what they did. And I got distracted by the message. Things went differently as probably the UNT expected, and as a last resort, the conductor kind of took the life chrysalis and ate it, fusing with its body. He transformed into a larger form of himself. His dark color then suddenly shifted into a very bright teal and yellow abdomen. His legs fused together and became a long, slendering body of that of a snake, while his torso still stayed humanoid, and his head took a even more snake-like appearance. And that is the last thing that it did. And that will bring us back to this combat. So I will bring you back onto the map. It is his turn. Still, he used his action to transform. The next thing he does, he kind of steps towards this pillar, and you can see that he takes from the side of it a huge scimitar out that is gold inlaced, and a big longbow that he kind of places on his back and starts to step forward right around here, while looking menacingly above the rest of you. Let me see his movement. Oh, it can actually move a little bit further, going all the way here. And then you can just hear a low guttural voice coming from him. Kundalis Kundalakath is Kundalakul. And the only one you can understand it is Israel, as he or it says, "You will pay for your interference of our ritual and the blood of my sisters. You shall be the next sacrifice." Ending its turn, bringing us to Vashina, who is currently preoccupied with the people in front of her, seeing Arya and Isabel being engaged with some of them. And I have to remember to bring us to the map. Yep. This makes it a little bit bigger. There is the great big guy, and then Vashina is all the way down here. She will kind of not really seeing that it appeared what has happened, kind of still concentrate on the one in front of Arya. Arya seems to be a bit injured, but got healed by Israel. Still, she will just cast a frostbite against the UNT engaged with them. So it has to make a constitution saving throw, which will come right now. And that is a 11, which fails. So she takes a total of 7 cold damage as ice forms around her. And her next attack roll, she has to what is it? Oh, she has disadvantage on the next attack roll she makes. And in her turn, she will kind of move to the side to see what is going on. Now having visual on the big monstrosity. Won't actually say anything. Bring us to Fiera.
So what do I know about life chrysalis? Like, what do they do? What are they used for?
You can make an... Is an Arcana history check.
Let's go. I think they're the same. Yep, so I'll go with history.
Okay. I also just want to mention it's so funny because it looks like Matt's in the past because of the
Yep.
somewhat filter. 14. You don't know much for good reason because the holy religionists forbid any sort of investigation or research done on them. So public knowledge is as good as zero. Only thing you know is like just a kind of educational guesses, which is it maybe enhances life or something like that, and that's about it.
So is it thought of as heretical, or is it just thought of as like everything else, kind of like this knowledge should be put behind bars, not used?
Yeah, it's all crystallises are thought to be artifacts that belong to the dragons, and as such the devils. So yeah, they are considered heretical.
Okay. Okay, then over the mental link, I think we still have for hours.
Yep.
I'll just kind of try to yell to everybody else. It ate the chrysalis. It got really big. Hurry up! I'll need some help. And then I guess I'll try to use my momentary stasis on the big guy, which is a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. It has advantage because it has magical resistance. And it was a 20 and an 18. I think it succeeds.
Yep. It's fine. Okay, I will start boogieing. I'm still hasted, so I have so much movement. Okay. 30. Move 30 more. Somewhere. 20. I'm gonna move here, and I'm gonna use my hasted action to try to hide between the steps and that and under that lip. If I can.
Oh, okay. Yeah, definitely can try and do that. Then make a stealth check.
No. That's good for me.
13. Yep. Then I presume that ends your turn.
Action, movement, hasted. Yep.
And will take us to Arya.
Alright. Because Izarel's nearby, I would get my sneak attack if I hit. So let's pray I hit.
A 22 definitely hits. Seven and sneak attack. 17, which will kill this UNT. As you psychically cut into her, you can see her nose starts to bleed profusely, and then with a few shakes, she kind of just drops to the ground in front of you. It's dead.
And then I will, as a bonus action, I will throw my other one at the blue dot guy.
Okay, the blue man group.
Oh, it's supposed to be +5, so that was only 3, so it should be
11, which still
Yeah.
wouldn't hit, unfortunately.
That's okay.
Still have your movement.
Let's see. Just gonna move like around the corner.
Okay. Then, is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Bring us to the purebloods, of which there are only 2 left. They unfortunately do see you, Fiera, because the passive perception is a 13.
Yeah.
So this one will kind of go here and we'll just take out the short bow and try and attack you, as you do seem quite vulnerable at the moment.
Do I have any cover since I'm...
you would have, but rolled a natural one anyways.
Okay, that's fine.
So someone can roll me a d20.
I'll do it since they're shooting me.
Yep. That is a 3. You can see that she's on the edge of this upper step, and as she kind of shoots, she didn't realize how crumbly the foundation is and kind of slips a bit. The shot goes completely wide, and she kind of goes off balance, making her or giving her a disadvantage on the next attack roll she will make. But that's the end of her turn. She can't do anything else. The other one down here will kind of see you, Eirik, going there. So she will kind of run with you with this kind of angered expression in her face and take out her scimitar and attack you twice. It's the first one, which is a 5, which definitely misses, scraping against your leather apron. And then a 21, which just hits, unless you have anything you can do to prevent it.
No, not this time.
Okay, then you take only 3 slashing damage, as it kind of just briefly cuts the surface of the side of your torso. And you feel a bit of blood trickle down, but nothing more than that, which will then bring us to Isorel.
I will bonus action activate my flame blade, so you see my blade come back into my hand. And I will go up to this guy and take a swing at him.
Yes.
Where is it? Flame blade, there it is.
19 will hit.
Alright. Ooh, that's good damage.
13. Very good. You strike it with your flame blade as it scorches up its scaly body. You can see it react and is badly burned, but is still alive.
That's all I can do for now.
Okay. Then it's your turn. Bring us to it as it gets burned. You can see it growling and spilling towards you. And it will make 3 reckless attacks against you. Means advantage. It would first try and bite you. I didn't click it. A 21.
Yep.
So you take 6 piercing damage as it kind of bites into your side. And then it will also try to claw you twice. 23.
Yep.
But 11, I believe, won't hit.
Nope. Doesn't.
You take another 8 slashing damage as the claws strike your side. Ending its turn there, bringing us to Eirik.
Okay. I am going to... as this thing is, or whatever she is, runs up to me, I'm gonna scream just out of sheer panic. And as they get up to me, I'm gonna my arcane focus in my hand, I'm gonna quickly throw it up in my hand, in the air just above my hand, and grab the tip of it so that the handle is now pointing outward, and I'm gonna cast Thunder Wave out the butt end of my arcane focus.
Okay. And where are you casting it?
Literally, like, right on top of it.
Oh.
Like, right between me and it.
Okay. So it does make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes, it does.
Okay. It also has magic resistance, so it has advantage. And a 13, I believe, still fails.
Still fails. So it is going to take... plus... I don't know why that didn't add my other thing. I gotta go find it.
Isn't it just a D8 extra always?
Yeah.
And then you can just roll a D8. Okay.
So 15 thunder damage and is pushed... What is it, 10 feet? I have to go back to it again.
I think it is 10 feet, yes.
10...
I remember it correctly.
10 feet away from me.
Yeah.
In
Yep.
addition, unsecured objects that are completely within the area automatically push 10 feet as well.
Yes. So as the thunderous explosion erupts from you, it throws echoes through the entire chamber. This extremely loud blast. Can't see the UNT kind of braced, but isn't enough as her hands get shaken from her. She gets pushed back and can see a lot of rubble on the ground, also gets blasted aside. But even though she's badly damaged, she's still standing.
Alright, then I'm going to, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Flamethrower through my cannon at that thing.
Oh yeah.
It's still out there.
Yeah, we'll give it a
It's
token.
right next to me.
Yeah, I didn't see it. It is camouflaged.
I couldn't find it for a little bit. I was like, where did it go?
Yeah, I gave it a
It
little.
wasn't letting me move my token there, and I was like, oh, right, there's something there.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that's a
Dex. Yes. Okay. Dex save. Which miserably fails.
Amazing. Oh my god, so does that.
Oh, dang.
Oh my god. I cannot believe this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Double
and
ones.
then- Fuck me. I'm gonna have it move forward, and then I'm gonna use my movement to get to the top of those stairs.
Okay. Very good. This will then take us to the big guy. We will also now once again lurch forward. Kind of puts its scimitar away. Sheathes it behind its back and then pull out its longbow. And this longbow is large. It will aim it. Kind of ignoring Fiera's, since one of his acolytes is preoccupied with you. On you, Eirik, since you're the closest one. And so he will shoot a 14.
Miss.
You just see it kind of pulls it back. It flies and just digs probably like 3 feet inside of the rock next to you as a few splinters comes by. And then you can see it's kind of readjusting its arms. It seems like he isn't quite used to his own form. And then he takes a second arrow, pulls it, and shoots once again against you for another 14. Hits probably like an inch closer to you than the last one, but still misses. I guess you guys are just lucky. Ending its turn, it can't do anything else. Bring us to Vashina. She will say, right, I will try and take care of all these small ones. You focus on the big one. She will go here, then go here, and then try and arc a shot, for which you have to zoom out to try and get all 3 since they are standing in a line. And yeah, she will be able to get all 3 of them. Wait, I have to see if it's 100.
Yep.
Yeah, and they're all within 120 feet. Oh man, I didn't even plan this. Holy shit.
Yes.
Cast a lightning bolt at 4th level. So you can see kind of takes her arms out again. As she casts it. Ooh. 23 damage if they don't succeed. So 3 dex saves. The first 2 first, they still have advantage because of magical resistance. 13 fails. A 19 succeeds on the second one, which is the red one. And then the other one that is right in front of Isorel, so 22 will also save. However, they still take half damage, which is 11. Takes 11. One takes 11. And this one takes the full 23. You can see as the lightning bolt goes through all of them. You want in front of your eyes to where you can see just a large portion, chunk of the side of it just gets kind of ripped out. Even though it dodged, its entire side at the moment is just completely scorched and burned. You can see the electricity still coursing through the inside of its body, and it's very badly damaged. The one in the middle, it kind of wasn't aware that it's being casted, and then it just goes straight through the middle of it, leaving a big hole and killing them, while the last one manages in the last second to kind of dodge a bit, but still strikes her at the side of his shoulder, scorching it completely, and she now also is barely hanging on to life. Bringing us to Fiera.
Okay.
Just keep running. Keep running.
I don't have a lot of options. Okay, what's the range of this? It's 60 feet. Okay, I have one trick. Momentary stasis. I'm gonna keep trying to freeze it in time.
Okay.
For the big boy.
Yes. Will do its con save. Once again, it has advantage. But it fails.
That's so good. Okay, yep, I'm gonna yell over the link again. I have the big one held. Everybody get up here now and get ready. Also, don't attack it. It's being held. What's my action? I just want to run. Okay, I'm gonna run up the steps again. 5, 10. Okay, so 45 left. You're gonna boogie up here. Then hasted action. I don't think I can do anything special. So I will just dash. And dash 60 feet. This way. Actually, I'll go behind the pillar. That seems a lot smarter.
Okay, Usain Bolt.
Okay.
Super fast.
Running around this thing.
Yeah, I've run in so many circles around this thing. Like, I think I've done 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah.
But it's working out so far. Okay, yep. Thinking over, like, don't attack it, get up here. And I think that's my action, my movement, and my hasted movement. Okay, that's everything.
Okay. Bring us to Arya. What do you wish to do?
So I'm going to use my bonus action to use cunning action to dash. So let's see. Okay, I can move 10 more.
You don't have to click for every single field you go, you know that, right?
Huh?
You
Oh, jeez.
yeah, you clicked for every single field. You can just drag it. You don't have to. You only have to click if you want to go a corner.
I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. It's just.
Alright. So I heard Fairy yell, everybody come quick, so I'm gonna dash in. And then... So that's within my line, so I'm gonna throw my dagger at it. The blue guy again.
Okay. 16 will hit.
And then I believe I get my sneak attack damage because Azrael's within 5 feet of it. Ooh, that was actually really good.
That's a very good one. And as you throw your psychic dagger, as Azrael tries to swing again with flame blade, the psychic dagger of your protector friend just goes through its head, and it too stops its gurgling sound as it just drops dead onto the ground, unmoving as you kill it. Anything else?
Sweet. No, because that was... Yeah, that's it.
Okay, then it will bring us to the last remaining acolyte. I will make an intelligence check for her to see if she can figure out that if his big boss gets damaged, that he will be free. I will say the DC is your spell save DC, Fiera, which is 16.
Yes.
That is a 10, so she doesn't know that, so she's kind of looking at the big boss and probably like a field of black shadowy magic surrounds it and he's unable to move. She just looks to be confused. Still, however, seeing that you were running around there, so she would kind of try and go towards you. We'll try and make an attack once again with disadvantage because she failed last time so badly. And we'll shoot with a short bow. And with a 9, definitely won't hit as it just kind of hits the side of the pillar. And she curses to herself, being so incompetent. Ending their turn, bring us to Isorel.
Yes. I will see that guy drop down next to me and run up here. See the big guy in stasis and see this other one just running towards Sierra, so I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt at 3rd level on it.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's make a dex save if I'm correct.
Nope, it's an attack.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
A 12 unfortunately won't hit.
So, in that case, I'm trying to see. Come on, where is it? There it is. Did I? Oh shoot, Arya's just outside of the freaking. Yeah. In that case, I probably would have, like, knowing my friend is there, I would have moved here instead of there.
Yep.
If that's okay.
Yep, definitely. Can do
Okay.
that.
Okay. So because she is within 5 feet of me, I am going to use my class feature that I had activated last turn, which is my Balm of Peace. So I'm gonna heal my friend.
Okay.
Right here. So you get 13 points back.
You're my hero. Oh, that was max heal.
Yay!
Almost.
That's good. That's good.
I think. Oh, I don't think you can do that. Because it says as an action you can move, so you have to use your action to be able to do that.
I had activated it.
I think it's a one-time thing, however.
Oh shoot!
Because- Yeah, but
Yeah. Hold on.
yeah, but it's your channel divinity, and you can.
Oh, right. You're absolutely right.
Well,
I
the
misread. I'm sorry.
No worries. That is literally D&D.
Yeah, it does say that I could use, like, if I look at my bonus action, I could use Healing Word, but because it's a first level spell and I use a spell, I can't, right?
Exactly.
All right. Good. Well, then that's gonna be it.
Okay. Then we come to Iwick.
Oh boy. Okay, so first, as a bonus action, I'm just gonna stick out my hand and summon my cannon back towards me, so it's now on me.
Okay.
And then I'm going to yell in response in the mind link, "Where are you?" up to Fiera. And just like
Behind the snake?
that doesn't make me want to move closer.
The question is, does Eirik even see the big snake right now?
Well, it's on my screen, so I technically can see it.
Yeah, it is dim
I
light.
think it's like dim light.
Yeah, it's dim light.
Yeah. Okay. Knowing that she's up there somewhere, and knowing that big ol' longbow arrows were coming at me, I'm just gonna use my movement and my action to dash right up behind that column that fell down on the ground, because it's the only cover I can see.
Okay, so you're taking cover there?
Yes.
Okay. Then we will come to the big guy once again. Well, you know what? We'll just keep trying. Oh, it can't do shit. I forgot. It's
Nope.
in
it is
stasis.
incapacitated.
Exactly. So it can't take actions or reactions. So it tries to take another bow, but you can see that the shadows are holding it in place and it's unable to move. Ending its turn there. Vashina will now also kind of step a bit closer. And I guess
She's not in the mind link, right?
no, she
No.
isn't.
Okay.
Which is why she was confused this entire time. See if this guy's within 120 feet. Is. So she will just shoot a first level magic missile at it. Kind of gauging that Fiera's nowhere in sight, and since she is kind of running to the back, must be targeting something. Probably you. And that is for the first. This is for the second. No, bro, 2 ones.
Big damage. Big damage.
And the third one is a total of 7. Which is actually enough to kill it, because she was barely hanging on to alive after that lightning bolt. So Fiera, you can just see 3 glowing shards of arcane energy just kind of rapidly pierce through the body of this Yuan-Ti. She was kind of making her way towards you, but then just gets made into Swiss cheese instead, killing the last of the acolytes. Ending Vashina's turn, and she will just kind of shout out, "Okay, so what's the plan now?" Bring us to Fiera's turn.
Okay, I think it's the end of my turn. Alright,
Yep, it is.
end of your next turn. What do I want? What are we gonna do? Trying to kill us. I would probably assume we have to kill it, but 80 Chrysalis. I don't want to lose that. I don't know how to fight this either, though. Okay. I will try to. What's that thing? Oh god, that's all I have. Perfect. Okay, I guess I'll pull a Kai. 5.
Oh.
20.
Oh man.
30. I will try to, I guess, put it in a new stasis. Because yeah, overlapping the other one. So I'll try momentary stasis again. That's my last one.
Okay. Then here is its Constitution saving throw. Once again, advantage. It was 18. It unfortunately makes it.
Okay, so there's not a new one.
Would it have advantage if it was currently incapacitated while trying to do that?
Yes, since incapacitated only means it can't take actions or reactions, doesn't change its saving throw conditions.
Oh, you guys sound like robots.
Oh. Are we still robots?
Not on my end.
No.
Everything sounds and looks fine here.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go. It's back. Since this is not working, I'm gonna boogie. So that's my movement. I'll use my hasted action to dash. I will dash all the way over there. Cover would be nice. Okay, so I'll go down to this nook. Like between the staircase and the wall.
Okay, can definitely do
That's
that.
it.
Alright, and this will take us to Aria. As you can see that the shadowy shackles break from this large snake creature. As it's kind of, and I saw you, the only one who understands this, but it just says, "You cannot restrain me." So what do you do, Aria?
And then, so I'm gonna move over there. And then I'm going to throw my dagger at it.
Okay, 60 feet range it has, right?
Yes.
Okay. 11 unfortunately won't hit.
Alright, Let's try that again.
24 will, however, hit.
Hey, max damage for the bonus attack.
That's good, as the first bit of damage is finally dealt to it. Stabs inside of its peck. It kind of nudges a bit, but it doesn't seem to be wildly affected by it.
And that is it for my turn.
Okay, take us to Isoel.
I will try again with a freaking guiding bolt.
Yes, which level?
My last no, I'm gonna keep this one. But so my last second level guiding bolt.
Okay. Oh man.
I cannot hit for shit tonight.
I mean, everyone is doing miserably. He can't hit you, you can't hit it. Once again, the white light comes out, or purple light, just kind of bounces off of its scaly armor and doesn't affect it.
I'm going to swear in Draconic.
Okay.
And I guess yeah. Run over there.
Oh.
And kind of motion to Arya to like actually like in the mind link I'll tell Arya, let's try to flank it on each side.
I just kind of nod at you.
Okay. Then if that's your turn, we will come to Ioik. What do you wish to do?
Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to just basically pop straight up, kind of look around, scream again, and cast Firebolt at this thing.
Alright. Let's pray that at least one of you can hit.
I hit it, just not very much damage.
Yeah, that's true. You did hit it.
It's been terrible rolls after terrible rolls.
Oh!
There
That's
it
more like
is.
it.
Oh,
That will definitely
Oh.
hit.
thank God.
Burn it.
Let's just
Oh
that's
no.
good damage.
There we
15,
finally
nice.
go.
Oh, that's just straight screaming the entire time. My arcane focus is just starting to like glow red with this fire energy.
And it fires off and does hit its target. As you can see, its shoulder blade gets ignited a bit and just kind of turns around and kind of brushes it off with one of its hands. And just kind of looks annoyed at you. Definitely did some damage, but
Keep yelling, and I'm just gonna pop around to this side of the pillar.
okay. Then, at the end of your turn,
Yep.
we will take us to it again. And it can finally move. It looks at you, but then it turns back to Fiera
Mm.
and will slither its way all the way to you. And then you can see it kind of whips its tail around, this huge, enormous snake tail to try and constrict you. And it was a 19.
With the 19, My mage armor comes off as I cast shield, and a globe goes around me.
It kind of just whips around your shield and try to press in, but isn't able to strike. So it will then try and bite you. And with a 9, once again, isn't able to hit as it kind of just bites the outside of your shield. And then the last will try and use its scimitar to kind of break through. It was a 15. It once again won't hit you as all of the attacks get braced by your shield. And it seems to be very angry that it's not able to touch you. However, that ends its turn there, bringing us to Vashina, who will also try and gain a bit more coverage there. And here's the question, what she can do at this point. She will... She isn't able to communicate with you guys. And she doesn't have many spells for combat. So... she'll just, once again, do the one trick she can, which she's been doing all this time. Cast...
It's better than my trick.
A 5th level lightning bolt, because that's literally the only one besides magic missile that deals damage. So she'll do that. Ooh, dang! 32. If it doesn't succeed its dex save, which it zeroes advantage on, with a 21 will make it. So we'll take the half of 32 with a 16. Kind of strikes it, but you can see that he kind of whips around in time and then just puts its scimitar in front of it, which then takes the brunt of the lightning bolt and kind of deflecting it to the side. As Vashina's kind of holding this lightning bolt, it just kind of arcs up and then crushes into one of the pillars, which breaks, and you can see a bit of rubble from the ceiling falling down, which will end its turn. She will, however, cry out and say, if this gets a bit too hazy, I can create a wall out of stone. I will save it if we have to escape. Ending her turn there, she says, bring us down to Fiera.
Yeah, I assume I don't hear that as a snake is crashing down on my shield. Let's see, what would I do? The snake here. Everybody's so far away. I could run. Would Fiera run, though, because she is high off haste? Nope. She's gonna believe in her magic. So let's see. I don't want to be down here in this nook anymore, so I will get up to where it is. And I don't like that speaking language I don't know. I don't know if I can speak common. I guess I'll try to speak to it. You know, we can end this if you barf up that chrysalis you have.
Make a persuasion check.
I don't assume it will work, but
It's like a door-to-door salesman now.
Yeah.
oh, that one. We're in combat. That makes so much sense.
Yeah, it makes so much sense. It looks at you angrily, and it does respond in common, as it says in a broken common. You have spilled blood of my family, so I shall spill blood of yours.
That doesn't make me happy. Okay, I will use my action to dodge.
Oh.
I'm not going to move anymore, and I could do something with my haste action, actually. Yeah, I'll disengage. I need people to get closer, so... Yeah, I'll disengage and move down here while dodging.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's it.
Then it will take us to Arya.
So I'm gonna run up to Fiera. And then I'm going to throw my dagger at him. Yeah, definitely within range.
$17 will hit. 6 psychic.
And then we'll try again.
15, I believe, will just barely hit.
Oh! Max damage for that again.
Nice.
Considering it's only a d4? Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. Suppose psychic blades land and hit. Once again, kind of just takes it. And while it does pierce its torso, it seems like the damage is being dealt inside of its head and its mind as it kind of looks confused for a second. But then looks at you angrily as well. Anything else?
No, because I did movement, action, and bonus action.
Okay. Then this will take us to ISOL.
Hold on, I'm just rereading. Right. I will scream in Draconic at this thing. Say hello to my little friend. And last ditch effort, cast Summon Fate right in his face. Right here.
Okay. Which
hold
Fae
on.
do you wish to summon?
Here. Which one did I do last
It
time?
was a Dryad.
Yeah, I believe it was a Dryad, which made sense. So I will cast a Dryad.
That is.
Nice.
Which. Do you control it? I was confused with summon spells.
I do control it.
Aye.
Well, it's basically an ally to me and my companions.
Okay.
It takes its turn immediately after mine. It obeys my verbal commands, no action required by me. If I don't issue any, it takes the dodge action and uses its move to avoid danger. So as soon as I cast that, I will scream. I will tell it, like, finish him off. Kill it. Give it all you have, and it will have... Hold on, I just need to double check what type of mood a Dryad can have.
Yep.
Because it's either fuming, mirthful, or tricksy, and I don't know a Dryad which one it can have.
I think all three. Like you just choose one of the three.
Well, then
Probably.
it will be fuming,
Yeah,
which means the Fae has advantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of this turn.
Yes, that is if it uses phase step. So if you use your bonus action, the effect will occur.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, so it will be fuming. If it has to move, it will have... I'm just saying it so my companions remember it for me, because I know I'm going to forget.
Okay, at which level did you cast this? At 3rd or at 4th?
Yes, that was 3rd. So that
Okay.
was my last 3rd level spell slot.
Alright. Then... Is that it for your turn?
That's it for me. And this thing has a turn technically, or is it next turn?
Yeah, it's directly after yours, it says. After your initiative count,
Yeah.
you just control
Yeah.
it. So yeah, you can, since you have the character sheet, you can just do it. So I presume you want it to attack. It has...
It will attack, yes.
Yes, it has 1 attack.
Yep. So I will hold on. I have in my inventory. I don't have a short sword in my inventory, and it's not.
Oh, just it just uses your spellcasting attack modifier. So just roll guiding bolt. It will be the same for attack, and then as damage you can just roll.
Okay, and I did it at 3rd level, so I'll just do this. There we go. Of course.
Yep.
This thing is hitting.
Luckily, and then damage you can just roll on the character sheet.
So it's going to be... So I'm a bit confused at what it says.
So it's 1d6 plus 3 plus the spell's level, which is basically 1d6 plus 6. So we can just add a additional 3 to that, so it would be a total of 9.
Why did it do that?
Yes, because it also gets force damage. So that's a total of 12 damage, if I calculated that correctly. Yes, it is.
Yes.
So it gets summoned. You can see the branches that kind of occupy most of the space inside of here, since there's so much overgrowth. It all kind of tangles together, and then you can see a very familiar dryad that you have summoned before while fighting the demons out on the high plane. She just gets summoned here, and it seems to be a bit more lush in this environment than when it was on the high plains. But you can see, instead of the green glowing eyes, it kind of turns into more of this orangish coloration as it's fuming, and then its green summer leaves turn to a more vibrant orange autumn leaves, and it kind of takes this sword out and then strikes it. And as the big snake guy was definitely not expecting that, kind of catches it underneath one of the scaly armors of his long tail, and then you can see the blood spurting out of it as the Fae now stands there engaged with it, ending its turn, I presume.
Yep, that's all it's going to do, because if it moves, it's in big trouble.
Okay, bring us to Irek.
Alright. I'm going to move myself up to this little crack in the wall. And then if I peer through at the thing, is the dryad like too big for me to have line of sight on the creature?
No. However, the wall that is in front of you is a bit too big for you to have line of sight. So where you currently are, you would have to climb up onto the wall to be able to see it.
Okay, so that was 20... that was 15 feet. So I can get up to here.
Well, we can make an athletics check to see. if you can climb it successfully. It's not a high DC, however. Yes, easy enough. You can just stumble your way up there. Not the cleanest climb, but does the job well enough so you don't lose any more movement.
And then I'm going to peer around the pillar and line of sight if I can see the thing.
You definitely can, since it's quite big.
Amazing, and firebolt again while screaming.
So I imagine Arik. 22 will definitely hit. There's another 14
Nice.
fire damage.
Are you screaming in our heads too, or just out loud?
I don't think I would have the wherewithal to scream in 2 locations at once.
That's good. Arya might get a little mad.
Does that end
This
your...
is pure, like, primal panic right now.
This is a hunter-gatherer's response, and like this is a gatherer put in a hunter situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, bring us to its turn. It's well. Seeing a face summoned there, actually kind of stepped down, slithered its way there, and actually knock its bow and arrow, and this time aiming at Isoel. Yes?
Hold on. Just trying to see. No, this thing doesn't have. Right, it can't do shit.
Are you looking for attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
It could, but these things still stayed within its range, so...
Yeah.
But it does have it as well. But
Okay.
he's staying within range. So we'll knock once again its longbow, which hasn't been doing it any good. He will still try again. With a natural 1! Holy shit! He hasn't hit a single time! I guess you can roll me a d20. Isoel.
Yep. I will do that.
The other one rolled with the one with his bow too.
Of course.
Holy shit! Okay, you can roll.
Of course.
You can roll 2 d20s.
Nice. Get another 20. Just one more.
So
A 12 and a 14.
okay, a 12 and a 14. Let's see what it does. It pulls a muscle, putting its aim off, so it has disadvantage on attack rolls until it finishes a short rest, which means for the entirety of this fight it has disadvantage. And what, 12 and a 14? Right?
Yes.
So it literally just spills its quiver, all of the arrows just fly onto the ground, and it must spend an action to pick them up if it wants to shoot with its bow and arrow again. You can see that this guy is struggling, and it makes a lot of sense actually, as you can see still pulses of green energy kind of coursing through its veins, and its form seems to be shifting in odd ways, and kind of gives you the impression that whatever is inside of it is not truly in control, and the form it has taken is very unstable. However, it will then, because of it, kind of just abandon its bow, step forward. You will get an attack of opportunity now with your Dryad. Isoel, so you can make another attack roll.
Up. Hold on, sorry. Attack here.
21 will hit.
Yes. My Fae right here is going to do this. And
Another d6.
another d6. There you go.
So +4, which will make that a 10. And damage slashes it as it's kind of slithering its way forward. And it will go to you, Fiera, and once again attempt to bite you. Has disadvantage, would have anyway since you are dodging.
Too fast.
And an 11 definitely won't hit. Oh my god, oh my god. Okay, this will then take us to Vashina. We will kind of also come a bit closer. And will... What would you do? That is the question. I guess just cast another 4th level lightning bolt. A one-trick pony, Vashina, at least in combat. Holy shit. That is extremely good. So
Now
does...
this thing needs to fail.
Good luck.
Yeah, dexterity saving throw. It has advantage on saving throws at least. But a 14 will fail! Holy shit. So the lightning bolt kind of just goes through its body. It is unable to defend itself like last time with a scimitar, since it was preoccupied by trying to bite Fiera. And now you can see as it hits it is truly on the brink of it. And as it kind of carves through it, you can see underneath the thing that got kind of ignited from the lightning itself. Almost like a second body that is inside of there. And then the wounds kind of heal a tiny little bit, but not much. Ending Vashina's turn. Bring us to Fiera.
Come on, Fiera. Kill it.
Yeah, with my cantrip.
Kill it. Yes. Punch it. Punch it to death.
I don't even have a dagger. Okay, yeah, my only damage thing right now is my cantrip, so Zapping Sting, Constitution save. See if I can sap its vitality.
Okay.
Zap, zap.
You just need to ask for a dagger and Arya can hand you one.
That's true. Okay, yep. It's a little tough to sap its vitality right now. It's actually moving. I could disengage, but I think I'll be okay. Seeing Arya here and knowing that she can do a lot of damage when the enemy is distracted, I will begin running around this person like the Flash. My haste action will be dash, so I'll move like 120 feet and just spin around it.
Okay. Then it will bring us to Arya's turn.
Alright, we're just gonna move up so that we're flanking it, right?
Yep.
Alright.
A 16 will hit.
Wow.
Okay.
Nice.
How do you want to kill it?
Oh man, I don't know.
Oh, you missed it.
Blood's just gonna like start to like pour out of like its eyes and its nose. Since this is all with my psychic damage, just slice and dice his brain.
Okay, so you just kind of stab into it, leave it inside, and as you can see, the already unstable foam begins to shift even more. and as its mentality stays unstable as well, it just kind of slowly diminishes, and you can see its form slowly but surely revert into its original self, but morphed in a kind of oddly and twisted way, unrecognizable to what it may have been before, and then stays unmovingly dead on the ground. So you have killed it.
Woo! Thanks for giving me advantage, buddy.
Yep.
And I guess this is also where we're gonna take a quick break, since unfortunately
Hey.
Greg missed that.
And
There he is!
Yes, he
I-
missed everything. We're all
I
dead.
killed
We
it.
got TPK'd. No more.
I killed it. I killed
Yeah.
it. Fiora gave me sneak attack
Fucking brilliant.
with advantage, so
Go teamwork.
Oh man.
And now it's time to go pee for everyone else but
Yeah.
Greg.
We're gonna
Yeah,
take a
break time. See ya, Greg.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
okay, and see you in a second. And we are back. You have a now disheveled corpse in front of you, and the broken ruins with a couple of corpses sprawling about here and there. What do you wish to do? As kind of Vashina
So
approaches a bit closer.
I'll look at Arya and say, have you ever dissected one of these? We need to get one. We need to open it up in the stomach.
say no more, and I'll take out my regular dagger and just like, cut where I would assume the stomach would be.
I'm gonna help as much as I can. I'd probably know basic biology, but nothing too advanced.
Okay, then Ari can make a survival check with advantage.
So you see me with like super speed, like here, in there, not there. Oh, yep, here, nope.
And while they are dissecting the corpse, anything Isra and Eirik would like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna like. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna call out to the group. Like, is anyone in dire need of health?
No.
I'll say
not
that,
really.
and I'm still gonna look at Eirik, like straight in the face.
No. I'm okay. Yeah. No. That. Yeah. No. I'll be fine. Don't worry.
Okay. Where's the corpse?
The big guy?
The big
Is
guy,
right next to me.
yes, he kind of shriveled back down when he died. So it's there.
So, okay, if I was to come here, let's see it. Can you guys actually see him or not at all?
Yeah, we're
Or-
dissecting him.
No,
I mean,
I'm
yes.
talking to the humans.
I guess. Light would help. Oh, you have your.
Light would help. Yeah, sure. And I'll just cast a light thing like on the ground next to it, just to make the thing appear a little better for them.
Illuminates the space.
Oh,
Yep.
and haste is a minute, so that'd be gone after like.
Yeah,
12
it's
seconds.
probably gone already now.
Yeah. So I'm probably sweating pretty heavily after I just ran a marathon.
Yep, it's definitely how it feels like. And she see Vashina looking at the both of you, kind of dissecting it, then kind of goes over and looks to you, Isra, and says, "Well, I must say, I'm pretty lucky myself. I kind of went through this unscathed. Guess you guys truly did your job quite well." definitely not what I was expecting when coming to these ruins. However, interesting nonetheless. I'm curious to what you will find inside of this body. Didn't thought that was a possibility. I have to take notes actually, and then she kind of scrambles for notes, starts writing stuff down.
Well, I'm quite curious as well, as the thing it ate is kind of taboo from home, so I actually get a chance to look at it closely. I was able to touch it, but then it ate the chrysalis. Very odd.
Yes, I think it's be a grand discovery for all of us. I mean, since the new pact has been signed, we are now even legally allowed to investigate it with all instruments to our use. So I'm also happy about that. And while you are having a discussion, Arya, you're kind of looking inside, cutting bits and pieces with your dagger open. Like I said, the body is very distorted and morphed. You can see that several muscles are kind of merged together that usually aren't connected. And the transformation has kind of misplaced the anatomy of this creature beforehand. The face and head is completely irrecognizable. It also seems to have, you know, its kind of jaw just detached and then kind of merged with the backside of its head. So it's a complete mess. And as you're kind of going through the black scales that line this body before it transformed, kind of going into its abdomen, you do find a very small raisin-like gem or crystal that is sitting inside of its stomach. As you kind of take it out, a bit of the sinew and tissue of its body still kind of connected to it, so you have to kind of cut it free, but it loses itself. And in your hands, it kind of actually structurally looks like a raisin as well. It's kind of very jagged and edged, a very ununiformed surface, and the points and tips of it are a bit sharp, so you kind of just take it carefully. And it has this very dull and light green light that kind of permeates from it very slightly.
Does it look the same now that it did before it consumed it?
You didn't get a very good glance since you were, you know, hastily taking it and stuff like that, but it does seem to look quite similar, so you don't see any obvious differences. It may have become a little bit smaller potentially, but you're uncertain.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a change, it was so insignificant, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
I wouldn't touch it too long. We don't really know what it might do to you. Maybe put it down?
Sure. I just like set it on the ground, like not right next to the body, but like in between Fiera and I forgot our friend's name already.
Vashina.
Yeah, Vashina.
She kind of takes out a spell book and says, "Oh, well, I've a safe place where you can store it for a while." And then kind of does and says a few arcane words, and then you can see in the space in front of her a kind of light portal starts to apparate on the ground, as in a chest, a silver chest kind of just appears in the space of where this portal was, and kind of just gestures towards it and says, "Well, we can set it inside of here. Can let the chest disappear as well, and as such it will be safe from any intruders who would wish to take it." Kind of just opens it, and you can see inside are other things, various tools and equipment that she has kind of also saved there, of which she kind of takes a few out. Seems like very recognizable to you, Fiera, archaeological tools like little hammers, mallets and stuff like that, and brushes that she kind of puts into a side pouch of hers, while then just taking a very fine cloth and then just wrapping the chrysalis inside of it and then putting it inside of the chest, closing it, and then says a few arcane words, and then the chest disappears. I think we can study this in a more safer environment.
Agreed.
Speaking of which, did we want to take some time to explore these ruins and see what's in here? Do we want to maybe take a little moment to rest at some point? Or do we feel like we need to find a more secure area?
Well, I mean, my purpose for coming here is because of this, so if you wish to take a place, you may. But my curiosity has been itching me all this time, and I can't wait to get my hand on these ruins. So, I think I will start my investigation right now.
In that case, I turn around and look at my dryad friend and will tell it in Sylvan to go back to the entrance and guard it, and to come and warn me if anything comes our way.
Kind of nods, and just with a silence kind of just drifts away. But you notice as you kind of drift away that she's kind of looking at the place as well a bit, and then steps through the entrance as you have ordered it to.
Interesting. I guess if we'll be here for the day, I wouldn't mind taking a rest now. I'm pretty tired after that. That was the most I let loose in a while. Or ever, really. Then afterward, I can actually make us a suitable shelter for the day and night. And we can just take the day to explore here.
I want to investigate these bodies, see if there's like anything on them, and maybe kind of gather them up and put them all in one spot, and then rest.
Okay, can make an investigation check for checking out their bodies. $15. Yeah. Most of them aren't wearing much. They have like these nice dresses. You do, as you kind of look at them closer, it seems like all the dresses are made out of snake skin. So it's this kind of leather, which you could take and maybe sell to a odd shop, maybe make some money. And besides that, they only have the scimitars that they were wielding, and then very basic short bows that they have handcrafted themselves, but nothing of value or particular interest to you.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah.
You've got like a bag of holding, right?
I do.
Do you want to store these scimitars and these bows? And then you can sell them when you get to town?
I guess I can take care of that, yeah. Would they fit into the bag?
Yeah.
Like the opening of the yeah.
Yeah, it's like a scimitar, so it's not that big.
Yeah.
So how many does he get of the bows and scimitars?
He would have 1, 2, 3, 4 scimitars and 4 bows.
Cool.
Nope, 5. There were 5 of them. Okay, so are you guys just taking a rest?
I'm gonna take a short rest. Get a breather.
After all that, while they were doing their dissecting, I would have just gone to my knees and tried to like let my heartbeat slow down and let the blood start to flow back out of my head and just try to calm all my senses. And I would have walked up towards the little water pond thing and just like peered in, just see if there's anything in there.
Yeah, you can make a perception check. Or, depending how deep, I will also allow investigation.
No, just perception. It's just kind of like a base level.
Okay, calming down.
Yeah.
Watch. Yeah, you look inside of it. It's a bit of a murky water. Seems like the water inside of here has been here a long time. Probably just gathered from all the fallen rain that drops through the ceiling. However, inside of this murky water, at the bit of reflection that you do see that isn't quite covered, you actually see the shape of what seems to be like a dragon statue. And as you notice that it's a statue, you kind of look up to the ceiling, and this is not the first time you notice it, that in the bowl of the ceiling there's a gigantic kind of stone carved out statue of a dragon, but it doesn't look like a reptilian dragon. In fact, you aren't quite sure if it is a dragon. That was kind of your first instinct, just because, draconic runes and stuff like that. But it's like these twisted roots that form the arms of the wings and vines and bark that kind of resemble the head of a creature, but there are no features except for a jaw and a mouth that sits a bit agape but isn't like shouting or anything. And then you can see the wings kind of just branching out literally to the sides that kind of make up the half dome that is above you, and in the middle of it, of course, is the big open shaft that leads outside.
I'll just like, guys, are you gonna look around, because there's some stuff happening.
50 more minutes.
What do you mean stuff's happening?
There's like some statues and stuff like carved into the ceiling. There's something in the water too, down here.
I'm definitely going to start looking at what Eirik is mentioning.
Yeah, you step towards him, he probably points out the water, and you would also see the reflection. And as you kind of look up, you can see the same. By the way, it isn't like anything magical, it's the water just is reflecting what is being seen on the ceiling. Yeah, and you can also see this large dragon-esque, nature-esque creature that has been carved out of the stone. And you aren't quite sure if it was meant to look that way, but because you can see a lot of places where it has been damaged, you can also see where Vashina's lightning bolt, as it was kind of deflected upwards, kind of carved up one piece of the wing that has now fallen onto the ground, that most of it seems to look very eroded. So maybe it had a more reptilian-like structure, maybe it had features, but through erosion just kind of disappeared, or it was meant to look like this and you just don't know what you're looking at.
Wait, hold on. Did I know I noted somewhere the stuff about this place. And now that I have questions, I don't know where I put it. Because I know I asked you, like, which deity was associated to this place. But I don't remember which one it was. I noted it somewhere.
Yes, well, just to refresh your brain, it was the son of the Light Weaver, specifically the son of Virtue, Aris Valis. Also see that Vashina steps forward, also then kind of looks intrigued at the pond and up there, then also starting to also sketch stuff. Yeah. Ah, interesting. Ah, this is quite a place to be.
I'm gonna sit down and start praying once she's done.
She kind of also goes towards you and says, you were interested in the Fey courts, am I right?
Indeed.
Then I think these murals on the wall would be quite interesting to you. And she kind of points out the far back side, which you really haven't been able to, you know, pay attention to. Specifically this half circle wall. And as you step closer with the guidance of Vashina, you can see, yeah, kind of carved inside of it, similar to reliefs, seems to be like pages of murals that seem to be depicting a progressed story of sorts. If you wish to kind of see them, you can make an investigation check to see how much you can discern by looking at these, since they are quite damaged.
Yes, I will do just that. You said investigation, right?
Yes.
Okay.
$17. Yeah, you kind of go closer towards it, and similar thing, very old wall, eroded, a lot of bits and pieces have already broken in, parts of the walls have also crumbled out. And you can see some of these, they're like plates that have been kind of separated, almost making like comic panels, and you get a very quick notice that this is depicting some sort of story, and the carvings inside of there have a very specific way of how they are carved, and you remember that you've seen similar carvings at your mentor before. Very old, very traditional face style carvings. You can see in the first panel a depiction of what seems to be like elves. You can see that they're kind of very rudimentarily kind of carved in iconographies of elves, and where the pointy ears have been exaggerated so you can recognize them as elves. Are kind of wandering, it seems like a large group of elves wandering, who are like carrying together what you can discern to be probably a sapling or a small tree of sorts. The other side of the wall where they're kind of going away from is broken, so you aren't quite sure whether or not they're bringing something to something, if they're leaving something, or if they're going somewhere. It's quite unsure, since one part of this panel is just broken, so you aren't able to get the full context of it. However, on the next panel you can see how the elven figures seem to arrive somewhere. You would discern, as they seem to be greeted by a creature that looks very similar to the one up on the ceiling, just a bit more bigger and majestic. You can see it has kind of these large trees on its back. Not a real shape as its face, more like intertwining vines, bark, its wings too. You can see it has 4 of them on its back that sprouts these large trees, and it's depicted as such as if it's this enormous thing that reigns over the entire countryside of where these elves are currently walking towards. And beneath this large creature you can see other figures that don't seem to be elves, but seem to be more like reptilian humanoids who also have horns on their heads that are kind of also greeting the elves. And you can see that the elves who were in the first panel carrying these saplings are giving it over to these reptilian figures who are standing underneath this bigger creature. Then on the third panel you can see once again the depiction of the elves and these reptile-like creatures who are inside of a forest building some sort of structure, and inside of the structure they are planting this sapling in the middle of it, and around it they're also planting a few seeds. And then in the next panel, the fourth one, you can see this large big creature once again that is exhaling some sort of breath onto these saplings, and the elven figures are standing around it praying towards it. And then in the last panel you can see a enormous tree that seems to have been growing outside of the structure that has been built, and behind the tree you can see is kind of depicted the sun, and the elven figures have kind of gathered around it and are what you would probably assume thanking the beast. And that's kind of all the panels that are depicted there.
Did you say like thanking or like?
Yeah, thanking the beast.
Okay. Do I recognize this story from anything that I would have learned from my studies?
You can definitely make a history check.
Okay. Oops, no. I don't think Facebook is going to help me.
Who knows? 18. Yes, a few things do seem familiar. One of which is that your mentor did mention to you that the elves, specifically the Fae, are foreigners to these lands. They migrated towards here and then established their court. So you aren't native to this land, which kind of makes sense since they're going here. Another thing that kind of also pops inside of your head while you're kind of thinking about it is this, the way this is, carved seems still very elegant despite all the erosion it went through. It reminds you of somewhere else where you've seen this, 2 places in fact, where a similar style has been applied, which is first of all in your hometown of Corvalli. One of the chambers that lead up to the main courtyard of your castle has a very similar kind of mural, and also depicts elves kind of carrying saplings and wandering inside somewhere or going somewhere, migrating. And the second place where you also saw this is in Zuna Ania. If you remember, when you came out of the teleportation circle, you had to walk inside of a cave to get to the light church, and inside of there was the only spot where you saw where something hasn't been terraformed but has been hand carved inside of the walls themselves. And there was also a very similar, same style and depiction of a story of wandering elves carrying a sapling as well.
Now my very first session notes of pointy ears make sense.
Yes.
It was literally just pointy ears, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Oh, I have to correct myself. It wasn't by the Lichtkirche, it was to go up towards the High Castle.
Yeah, like when we got out of the teleportation circle and brought outside, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is definitely seems familiar.
Okay, I'm gonna kind of keep that information to myself just for now, as I'm kind of gathering my thoughts about what I'm seeing. And I'm going to sit in front of the very last panel and kind of focus on it and pray out to both my god, so Servalon, but also to Orsvalis, and just kind of ask for their guidance to basically I'm gonna ask them, like, who is depicted here that helped my people, and who is the herald of this land?
Okay, you can make a wisdom check to go in yourself for some prayers.
Here it is.
I will say you have advantage since you're in a very spiritually attuned place.
Okay.
So that might increase your communion.
That's better. That's a lot better.
18. So where are you situating yourself for your prayers? In front of
In front of the last panel, and I'm kind of concentrating on that last one, like where the elves are thanking the beast. So I'm kind of channeling the same thing, like feeling like I feel like I should also thank this creature, and just kind of ask well, those two questions, like, who is this story about, and who's the herald of this place?
You go into yourself, pray. And as you do so, you feel like a warmth come over your back and your neck. And you kind of like instinctively open your eyes as you see a very slight glow come from the mirror in front of you. As one thing that you missed while you were investigating this, there's a small scripture kind of inscribed on one of the plates that one of these elves is carrying, and one of the reptile-like creatures carrying. On the plate that the elf is carrying, you can see, or in the reptiles is carrying, you can see inscribed in draconic runes, it says, "In kinship for the worth of life and continuity of the connection towards the tree of power, Silvus welcomes thee to Alitura." Which I will just post inside because that is a lot.
Yes.
Oh my god, I am too bad at copying and pasting. My assistant, will you do it for me? Thank you very much. And then on the one that the elves are carrying, you can see a text that is written in Sylvan that says, "For the communion of nature and the name of our lost keepers and our fallen heralds, we of the Dryadalus Court thank thee for your generosity." Which I will just also write. And as you're reading that, you and everyone kind of sees this as kind of, once again, this open space. You just see for a brief moment, like a bit of sunlight just kind of illuminates the space once again, as it was kind of illuminated when the chrysalis was there. You can just kind of see the spark of light. And as your attention kind of gets focused towards it, you kind of just look up and probably instinctively just kind of look in the direction of where this draconic statue is. You can see also a bit of text written above where this creature is kind of carved out. And it says, "Aravitas, Archdragon Mirvorax, the Evergreen Soul Giver." Which once again is a lot. And that is written in Draconic.
So I am safe to assume that the herald is Aravita. Like I would get that. I would probably get that feeling since it is the second information that I'm getting.
You actually aren't quite sure. You know many of the heralds, but Aravitas is not a name that you are familiar with. From an educated guess standpoint, since many of the imagery used here are, woods, trees, and stuff, you would assume that probably the herald, if any, would have to be the herald of the woods.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, forest is the correct terminology.
Okay. I'm just writing down some notes. I'm going to turn to Vasina and my companions as well and say, I do believe we are in home, or at least somewhat of a temple or something that was dedicated to this up here, Aravitas. If that rings a bell to anyone. Archdragon welcomed the elves when they came over.
Based on my love of books, can I roll a history check to see if I've recognized any of this?
Oh yeah, definitely.
No.
Yeah. Since, you recognize these topics as one that are often kept secretive from the Holy Lichniers, or because of the Holy Lichniers are kept secretive. It's not something you would have public access to. Especially since the word dragon is just mentioned, you probably assume, oh, this is shit that probably the Holy Lichniers doesn't want anyone to know.
Yeah, Arya's like a kid in a candy store in places like this.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would probably like scrape my hands on the not the elf figures, but the other figures, and be like, I don't know, but I feel like these were probably dragonborns. If this is the home of a dragon. This is a complete guess, but we are in draconic ruins, so it would make sense, right? And I'm kind of openly asking this question, but also towards Vasina, since she's the one studying this place.
Yeah. Kind of also looks at you and other things you've mentioned, very intrigued, and also seems to be kind of wrapping her head around all these things, and says, yes, well, our ancestry has been quite a big mystery for quite some time. That is one of the main things I also have been looking into, where we actually came from, because there are a lot of hints that tell us that we aren't actually from this country.
Oh, we're not. Definitely not. We're not from... I mean, you and I and Arya and our parents are, but our ancestors definitely are coming from somewhere else. Another plane, even.
Yes, that is the big question. Where is this other place? They seem to be migrating from somewhere, is at least what I am gathering from this mural. also possesses a question. You know, our date is written as PE, which stands for Past Exodus. So I'm wondering whether or not this Exodus in our calendar refers to this very migration that is depicted on this wall. But we don't have any information about that.
Seeing as
Someone left.
seeing as Arya is absolutely struck with this
Information.
found knowledge.
So where did we come from? It's too big of a question.
Yeah.
Where do we come from? Better go look for myself.
On the way. Look at the address. Okay, I'm still here. Oh man, I swear to God, if another transformer has exploded. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I blimped.
Well, seeing as this mural seems to depict at least what I would assume is our ancestors. Again, this is all just guessing and trying to piece information together. And also knowing that the Fate Court was founded and based around the Tree of Life, I would assume that when they moved to here, to this place, to this plane, they probably brought a little piece of it. And again, I'm throwing this as a question more than a... It's an assumption. I'm guessing, like, in this image here, like that little piece of tree slash sapling that we see is most likely what they brought of the Tree of Life to here, maybe? Question mark?
Yes, I mean, it's a educated guess, which I would also make. That would lead us to our second question. Where is it? And there's more than one.
If we sleep, I can probably ask for help to find it.
Alright, well, I'm a bit tired as well. Seems like your friends have already made themselves quite comfortable over there. I think maybe it would also be smart to join them shortly. What we found here already is quite profound. This leaves me with a lot more questions. Kind of tucks her head in and then kind of starts looking at her notes. And just kind of walks over to the west of the Westling troop. Sits down. So unless anyone wants to do anything specifically, we can say that you take a short rest while the Dryad of Heuser is keeping an eye on the entrance. During this next passing of 1 hour, nothing odd seems to occur, and you all take a short rest. And with that, the Dryad obviously will disappear as well. But you can roll hit dice if you wish.
Yeah.
And reap the benefits
Woohoo!
of any.
Hold on. That was not supposed to happen like this. There it is. I'm supposed to have a second one. Okay.
My hit dice are off. Fine. Una mas. There we go. Back to full.
wizard.
And yeah, I will obviously use Arcane Recovery to get a 4th level back.
Okay.
That feels a lot better.
Oh, I'm almost at full health.
Yeah, me too.
I'm 1 point away after using, 5 hit dice.
That's what they're there for. Dude, I guess I know some druids get spells back when they take a short rest. Does the moon druid get stuff back?
I get my channel divinity and my wild shape back.
Oh wow!
Yes, so I did not get a single spell slot back. So
You
that
get
was
2 things that are probably better.
Yep, but in this case, they're not gonna help me.
At least you get things back.
Yeah, we're artificers.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, at what time is it now? Like noon? A little bit afternoon?
Now you when you came here, it was like kind of late afternoon, so you would be encroaching inside into sunset. So it's like 7 p.m.
Great.
Do we
Okay.
want to barricade and stay here for the night? I mean, it's shelter.
How tall is the ceiling?
Quite tall. The ceiling from where the pool is goes about 100 feet up until it comes to the shaft where sunlight goes.
Okay. So look at Machina. So we'll be spending the day here tomorrow? I'm sure there's probably more to uncover.
Oh yes, definitely. Maybe even 2 days.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Well, with your permission, since it is our job to protect you, I can make the shelter for tonight. Maybe have a little bit change of scenery for all of us. Maybe a bath. I'd love a bath.
I mean, if you're inviting, of course. Curious to see what you have up your sleeve.
Lovely. Well, a barricade's fine with me, but I think I'll just invite you all to my home. I'll take out my spell book and start preparing. I renamed it. It is Dr. Fiera's Tower of Weird.
Is this
What's
is
the
this
actual spell?
dimension?
No, this isn't that. No, that's a different spell.
Aw.
Kind of a custom spell, kind of not. But it does take 10 minutes. So for the next 10 minutes, you all see me take up a space where it's nice and open, like a 10-foot by 10-foot space. And kind of as I start using different arcane chants and kind of flipping through different pages and like almost like pulling out of the book, there's stone around, I guess. Yeah, I'll just grab like one of the stone pieces. And almost replicating from the stone piece I grabbed from the floor, blocks of stone start placing themselves in a square shape. And it takes 10 minutes. So you guys can watch as I build a house. Your tower.
Yeah, Vashina is very interested to see what you're doing, so she's gonna spend the 10 minutes kind of half looking at the ruins and then half looking at what you're doing. And then just kind of going back and forth. And I presume it seems like the others are also just intently watching.
Okay, if everybody's watching, if you guys watch as I start building a 30-foot tower. There's a lovely door in the front. It's a tower of stone because I have to use material around me. Let me pull open the document I have for my tower. So a tower starts apparating out of the material chosen as the components. It's 30 feet tall and starts building in a 10 by 10 space all the way up. As I get further into the spell, a door appears at the front, and above it a sign that reads, "The Tower of Weird, home of the Fate Weavers, owned and created by Dr. Fiera." And as I keep creating it, as the other floors start appearing, there's windows, there's vents that come out for fireplaces and other things. And at the center of the tower, a metal clock appears that starts taking time. On the roof of one of the windows, there is a black metallic rod that sticks out and is pointing somewhat upward. And after the 10 minutes, you see the Tower of Weird.
Sheena's impressed, starts clapping even. Wow, don't think I have seen this particular spell before.
And then I dispel magic and it disappears.
Oh my god, you couldn't even if you wanted to.
I know, I'm too exhausted. I don't even have the magic.
Oh shit.
Alright, well, this will be here for 24 hours, and I can keep it tomorrow if we want to. Or I guess however long we want to stay here. Well, whenever you're all ready, and then I will open the door and walk in.
Sheena looks
And
at
I
the
know.
rest of them and says, "Well, don't mind if I do." And steps inside.
Lovely. As you guys come inside, the first room I'm going to make for the bottom floor will be the lounge. This room is dwarven themed. You can notice that there's 2 couches, 2 armchairs, and tables, and a footstool, all that look like they're dwarven make. Well, they're not quite dwarven size, some are smaller, some are bigger, but they're definitely made by the hands of the dwarves. Everything looks very comfortable, and on the walls are paintings of my family. There's one family portrait of me, my mother, I guess an older gentleman you guys don't recognize, and also a knight in very formal wear that looks like it's a gentleman a few years older than Fiera. There's also pictures of my parents with different races from different cultures. I'll say, this is the lounge. 2 of you can stay here the night. The couches should be quite comfortable. And then I point at a latch on the ceiling. Say there's a couple more floors as well. My bedroom is in the middle, and on the 3rd floor, I point to Arya and Israel. That floor will be for you 2.
Oh, why is that designated floor for us?
Well, I actually made it a surprise. Although I guess it will be hard to use currently, but maybe tomorrow night I can move the tower and you can actually use it to its full advantage.
I'm gonna be like a 5-year-old child on Christmas morning and just run up the stairs at the mention of a surprise.
Unfortunately, it's not stairs, it is a ladder system.
Anyway,
Goes
it's
to each
ladders.
floor.
I'm just kind of like muttering under my breath, like, "Ugh, do I always got to be her babysitter?" And I'm like running up the stairs behind her.
Alright, well, as you get to the 2nd floor, it does look like a master bedroom. It is very Lichnius themed with a white bed. Everything's very clean. It looks like my bedroom. And then as you keep going, I assume you guys are in a hurry, on the 3rd floor is the observatory. This you probably don't know the theme, but it seems like it's very mechanical in nature. There's multiple windows all around the walls and the ceiling, but in the middle there is a black metal telescope popping out one of the holes. It looks like it can move around on a rail system to each window, so you can get a different vantage of the night sky, which you probably can't see because we're in a cave. But maybe if you look straight up, if I put it under the opening.
Yeah, there is a somewhat large opening that is. So if you place it underneath, you have a clear view of the sky.
Oh, well, there we go. Perfect. And on the walls, there are maps of the night sky. There are also maps of different star clusters, planets, the trajectory of the moon, and many other astrological mappings that it looks like I've made. My own personal collection. And there's also notes of what materials may make up, different colors of the night sky, and all sorts of other things for a nerdy astrological kid.
This is kind of cool.
Nice. I'm gonna start like naming the different constellation off to Arya, although she probably has heard me 100 times say the exact same thing every single night as we grew up, and this is this one and this is that one.
She'll surprise you every once in a while and say ones that you didn't think she would know.
And obviously there's room on the floor that looks like the perfect place to put like a bedding that you could still look out like the window.
Yeah. This house, this tower, I should say, operates, and you all conjoin inside of it, and very quickly notice that it has been specifically handcrafted by Fiera. And I do believe that in each room you go, you can kind of see a bit of Fiera's personality just jump out at you, and you're like, ah, okay. You would recognize this to be her place after knowing her for a while.
This is Fiera's tower.
Yep.
Yes.
Not the Fate Weavers, this is Fierce.
Yes. I mean, yes. I felt like I had to put Fate Weaver on there though.
Yeah. You all are a team right now. Who knows? Maybe you can customize it as you go. Vashina kind of puts her kind of larger pieces of luggage inside of the first room where she was in, kind of next to the couch. Seems like she's making herself comfortable for the couch, and says, well, yes, very nice trick. You must teach me that sometime. I think I might make good use of it as well.
Oh, thank you.
Well, great opportunity to then refresh myself a bit, get my bearings, and then start studying the hell out of these runes.
That sounds wonderful.
And she also kind of reconjures her chest, and you also see as she kind of takes out new clothing and putting her old clothing back inside. And after a short while, she runs back out with the tools she needs and goes ham with her own stuff, while you four stay outside of the tower and do whatever the hell you want. So, what are each of you doing?
Fiera.
Yes. I kind of look down from the bedroom I'm in. Oh.
I'll wait, I guess.
Arya decided she was just disconnecting from the world.
It was like, wow, this is so amazing. This is like literally the wizard experience we're having right now. This is how it feels like to have a wizard in a D&D group.
Oh, yeah. A wizard that wants to travel with comfort and not the tiny hut. I was thinking, like, would Fiera take the tiny hut? No. She does not want to be in a tiny hut. Yep.
Yeah, Fiera. First of all, wow. Second of all, can you like explain like just like how? I mean, I'm sure it's safe, but how like exactly how safe is this? Like, can people see it? Like, are we hidden? What's the deal here?
Oh, it is literally a stone tower. We can lock the doors and windows, but it can be seen.
Okay. All right, so this isn't like we've like disappeared and, you know, okay, cool.
No, but we can also come and go as we like, as it will be here for 24 hours. And then everything inside will pack away back into my I guess Spock had mentioned.
And then everything shows back up the next time?
Potentially. If there's new stuff, I'll have to kind of edit the spell. You know, tamper with it a little bit.
Right. So this isn't like a we can leave like things in here and expect them to be here when we come back.
They'll literally pop out as soon as the tower goes away, unless I add it myself. It takes a
Okay.
little bit of effort and time, so give me a heads up, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay. No, yeah, no, maybe we can. I mean, yeah, we'll work on that. Talk about how we can. Yeah, because I'm missing my workshop. I'm gonna put it. I'll put it to you this way.
Interesting.
This is the longest I've been outside of a city in ever. It's the longest I've always had a place to work.
At this point, I'm going to start coming down the ladder so I can actually talk to you face to face.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah, no, I mean, not to like... This is cool. This is great. So I don't want to like put like pressure on you like right away after you just showed us this really cool thing, but like...
No, it's fine. I had plans to add extra rooms, but if you want a workshop, I could. It'll take time, but I could definitely add one in the future.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, if you wanted to, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, there's actually other rooms too. It takes a lot of effort to kind of make this appear out of nowhere, so yeah. But it's better than a tent.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say so.
Right. I guess I'll look up the ladder system. So we're gonna explore more tonight, or what's the plan? To, I guess, everybody. Or we have a mental leak. I'm just gonna say mental leak. What am I doing? We're not in a treehouse.
You know what? I was actually back at the front door. I'm just gonna go do a bit of a walk around just to see some of the things that I kind of like ran past screaming, and I don't know. I mean, if we're relatively safe in here, maybe the Dryad's protecting us at the door.
No, it's gone. It's gone. It's been
it's
over
gone?
an
Oh,
hour.
fuck.
Yeah, it's
I
been
was
over an
gonna say,
hour, so it's gone.
Eirik wouldn't know that though.
Yeah, Eirik
Oh,
wouldn't
okay.
know that, but yeah.
Well, regardless, we should have somebody on watch, at least at night when we sleep. Especially after angering that tribe. If they have other members that know they're here. But yeah, I would actually like to explore a little bit before we nod off.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of head back to the front door, and I remember like off to the left in the entranceway there was like a little a little path thing that I was at the time I was eyeing as like an escape route that I could have run in to hide. So I'm gonna go back and just kind of like take a look at the sort of paths that we hadn't gone to yet.
Yep, can definitely do that. I guess I would probably just use your passive investigation and perception, unless you want to like go there and specifically look for stuff.
No, I mean if something, just like at a glance, if something is obviously interesting, I'll go deeper. But I just want to see if there's like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a weird hallway. Is there just like a door or something?
Okay. Yeah. You kind of go back there, and as you kind of get there, you do remember the entrance still has the illusory wall that they created. So the entrance is, in quotation marks, blocked. So there's this kind of added safety, which you kind of remember. But you then go towards the kind of broken down walls that led into a natural cave. And it seems like, as you go there, just a natural path that leads back inside of more rooms. So it just kind of goes around inside of the ruins. Seems like either it was there before this was built, or it was carved out by maybe the UNT for their own purposes and stuff like that. You see multiple chambers there. Inside one of them there are overgrown benches and stuff. However, with your passive investigation, one thing you do notice is going inside of this cave, expecting, like, you know, the rough stone and terrain that you saw in the entrance. It once again just looks, texture-wise, more like bark than it does stone. And that does strike you a bit odd, that everything is kind of made out of this bark texture, even though you assume this to be a cave, but everything seems to be made out of wood instead, but very dense wood.
Are there any like loose pieces or anything that I can maybe just like, you know, grab a piece and kind of look at it?
Yeah, I can make an investigation check. 20. Yeah, you kind of find a spot where it first looks like crumbled stone, but you kind of go to it, pick it up. It's quite light, so you definitely recognize it's not, you know, solid stone, stuff like this. This is just wood. As you're expecting it, kind of putting it, you know, side by side with the wall and stuff like that, maybe walking around a bit, getting a wider grasp of the foundation of this, and looking at the floor more closely again, you realize that this isn't a cave or structure. You are literally inside of what once was an enormous tree that was carved out and made into this. So this isn't stone or anything. This is literally just one huge ass tree that you're inside of.
That's super cool. Yeah, no, I'll just collect like a little, maybe like a small armful of pieces, and I'll just shove them into my bag of holding.
Yeah, it's probably also good working material since it's quite sturdy and has almost same the structural integrity as stone, but it's way more lightweight. Yeah, so you kind of, you know, pack a few inside of your bag of holding, so you can definitely keep that in mind, add to inventory that you have some stone. And while Eric is kind of exploring that side, anyone else doing anything?
I think I would do my usual thing. So yeah, leave the tower. Kind of look around and realize that, as Earl mentioned, some dragon kind, some fae, they probably had some sort of relationship. Not quite my realm of expertise. So I'd go into look for some stuff that's hidden mode. You know, hidden staircase. You know, we're in weird material, so we're place where weird material kind of should be solid, but I can kind of move it. You know, I'm just gonna look for the hidden stuff.
Okay, then make an investigation check while you're roaming around the area. While you're doing that, Isorel or Aria, anything you two would like to do?
I'd probably be doing something very similar to what Vier's doing.
Okay, yeah.
We're in like a tomb. I'm looking for anything that could be interesting mind-wise or anything that is hidden.
Yep. And you can also make an investigation check.
You said, while they're doing this, you said the inscriptions on the murals, they were in...
The first one I posted inside was in Draconic, and the second one was in Sylvan.
Okay, so I'll take some time, since I speak both languages, I'll take some time to write them down in their original language and then translate them so that everyone in the party knows what they're saying, and that for prosperity purposes we have the translation of everything.
Yup. Definitely do that.
So that's basically what I would be doing while the other ones are looking around.
Yes. Well, we could probably also say you probably did that while you did your short rest. You just took the hour to do that.
Probably not.
Okay.
During the short rest, I would have probably pondered on what I just learned.
Okay.
Knowing Isorel.
Yeah. Then... Okay, so you're adding a 6 towards your roll area?
Nice.
Yes, with my psionic energy die.
Yeah! So Fiera, you kind of stumble around, try to look for any hidden latches, spaces, underground caves, hidden doorways, trapdoors, and it doesn't seem like there is anything that seems to be hidden in any specific way. Everything seems to be open, and you get the sense that this probably was some sort of like open shrine, less of a temple, more like a shrine. Can debate of the difference between a temple and a shrine, but shrine seems to be a bit more like open space, open area where people just come to either leave some offerings and then go. Temple is more a very strict, dedicated kind of thing that is overseen, and you get more the vibes that it's like a open space. One thing you do find is within the murky water of the pond inside of there, you kind of find like what seems to be like some sort of amulet that has been dropped inside of there. It has like a ruby that is shaped kind of like a heart at the end of a golden chain that has been kind of just either forgotten or thrown inside of it, and you kind of pick that out, and that is one of the more interesting things that you find. And
Sure.
areas you kind of look around, you kind of look more at what's underneath all the rubble. You would expect some things to have been lost through just the natural erosion of stuff, and probably many of the benches or shelves that's used to Azathia, especially as you go into the sides room. It seems like there were storage spaces for some spots, and you do find at one point like it looks like a very doesn't look like a gem. It looks more like a very smooth polished stone, but it's a green coloration and has a very nice, very smooth texture around it, and has kind of this marble like color pattern with dark green and yellows around it. That kind of piques your interest, and you kind of pick it up. And next to it, you can see underneath all this rubble, you can see a just buried underneath an overgrown moss, a bit of cloth. As you go there and kind of take the time to unearth whatever's there, you take out what seems to be a cloak of some sort, which you can also add into your inventory as you... And it seems to still be remarkably well intact for the time it probably has spent here. And you can see it's a very deep green coloration with somewhat silver, light and yellow elven patterns. You would presume silver written on the sides and the edges of it, with a Assassin's Creed like hood that is also on the top of it. And inside of the cloak, as you kind of just patting it down, you also find what seems to be like a spell scroll. And in the other pocket, as you kind of put inside, you find 8 weird small little seeds. kind of take out and look at.
In the heads. Azrael, I found some seeds. I need to know what they are. You're nature-y.
Right. Well, once I hear that, I would definitely go over to where Arya is to investigate what she found.
Yeah, kind of go over towards her, and you see these very almond-shaped like seeds. They are about the same size, actually, as the nature chrysalis, but a bit bigger. So it's actually more like an almond. So, you know, a tad bit bigger than a raisin is, and it has this very deep orange color to it. You can make a nature check to see if you know, both of you actually, if you know what kind of seed this is.
Oh, that's actually better than I thought I would be.
Yeah, dang, 18.
Because I feel like this is important. Before I actually roll, and for once I remember to do it, I'm gonna cast guidance on myself because it's a freaking cantrip that I can use at
Do it.
will, and I
All the time.
never do it. So I'm actually gonna do it this time.
Okay.
And you said nature, right?
Yes.
Nature.
Okay, 14.
And my D4. Nice.
Both 18. You both
Yes.
look at it, and yeah, it has a very unique appearance, this seed, and you all read about it. It's a flaring sunflower seed. Special type of seed which in its seed form you could technically throw onto the ground, and as soon as it comes into contact, because it has a lot of energy stored inside of it, it flashes out in a bright white light, managing and capable of blinding anyone that stands too close to it. Alternatively, you could also use it to plant it, and from it a flaring sunflower comes out. A flaring sunflower has a property. It's like a normal sunflower and it follows the sun, but its core has a very impressive property to absorb a lot of heat. So much so that a singular flaring sunflower can absorb so much heat that literally just by standing next to it can burn you. And if it's disturbed, it can unleash all the heat it has stored to defend itself, and it kind of, in a huge, large ball of flame, kind of in one burst, release all of it as a protective measure. So it's a very old and magical flower that has been believed to be a very common flower back in before the Angelic War. Nowadays you wouldn't find this type of flower anywhere naturally. So these are some very rare seeds that you have in your hands.
Oh.
Oh, we need to protect this at all costs. This is a huge discovery for, at least in my opinion, this is big. Like, this hasn't been seen in so long.
Maybe this is worth something, and so I hand the scroll to you. I don't know much about these. I just know it's magical.
I'll take them and look at it.
Yeah, you can make an Arcana check, I guess.
It's just a really fancy grocery list.
Yeah.
All of my like spells are just
Okay then. I guess so.
From Whole
All right.
Foods.
Yeah. It's a Whole Foods grocery list. Yeah, no. I think because of the context that you have been given from, looking at the murals and studying this, you look at the spell scroll, which you recognize as a spell scroll, as there are a lot of arcane incantations on it, and you recognize them, even though some of them seem very, very familiar. So you notice that most of the runes have a very similar writing style to the Draconic language, which you have direct reference to, and you noticed, oh, this is some old Draconic spellcraft being used here to craft that, but you can also see a few sylvan elements inscribed in it, and reading it, you kind of get the gist that it's about summoning the spirit of a dragon to aid you.
That's all yours. I just gave you summoning a freaking dragon.
Matt's gone.
We killed Matt.
No, fine. I'm splashing in a fountain. It's fine.
Ooh. Okay.
I didn't get that as Kai. We just need one more level.
Yeah.
I would have read it right away.
Yes.
Just like, what happens?
Follow up, please give us a dragon.
Give me big dragon. Yeah, and with a natural 20, in fact, I would even say that there are some like other elements that don't seem to be like included in the actual spellcraft itself, but there seems to have been a kind of act of trust given from the dragons to the elves, and that the acolytes of this shrine were given this as a tool to kind of protect themselves, and a specific gift given to them by the archdragon Mirvurax, which you now recognize as the first part of this long ass title. Aravitath is not a name but a title, and its name of the dragon itself is Mirvurax.
I'm kind of speechless.
Yes, so in your inventory you can add a spell scroll for summon Draconic Spirit, which I think you have to add manually because, like I said, D&D Beyond doesn't have spell scrolls, but
Yes, you could add a spell scroll. I think that one's 5th level. And you can just like edit the name to
You
summon
said it was a
Draconic Spirit.
scroll.
yep, spell scroll.
Spell roll. And it's a what level?
5th level.
5th level.
So I found the cloak, the spell scroll, and the seeds. I
I'm just going
gave you
to.
the scroll.
Oh, and a stone. You also found a stone.
What was the stone again? Sorry, I didn't write that part down.
It was just this very, very smooth, polished green marble stone that you found. Well, you don't know what it is or what it does.
And you said it was a draconic spirit summon.
Yeah, but summon Draconic Spirit is the
Yeah.
correct
Yeah,
order.
Summon draconic spirit. Sorry. Because I'm trying to like enter it. yeah, it doesn't really exist, so I had to just kind of
Yes, oh,
customize it. There it is. Okay.
yeah. So as you kind of use your time a bit to look around there.
Can I do something else?
Yeah, definitely. Like you have the entire day to do, and this is like a portion of the day that you spent to look parts of the ruins.
So as I'm walking back through towards like the center of the of the ruins, I'm just gonna stand like in front of this carpet
Yep.
and just stare at it. Like it looks so out of place. Like, does anything about it like seem weird to me? Like, can I like walk across it and see if there's like if it feels different underneath or anything?
Yeah, I can make an investigation check.
Oh, what's that carpet that strangles people? That's
And
how
I
its
get-
name is. Yeah.
I only know the animated carpet. Yeah, you kind of definitely clocked something that seems odd. And you kind of, take a double take. It's this brown, weird-esque, colorized carpet. So you also believe, leaving a carpet out for, you presume, at least 1,000 years would make it look very weird. But just the placement, stuff like that. You do get the feeling this was part of this shrine, this carpet. It wasn't brought here second hand. Just it still sits wrong with you, and you walk over it, and as you kind of walk through the middle portion, you do feel like the like a small step goes inwards as you walk on it, and you notice that, and you notice, oh, there's a break of the surface, and as you kind of push it aside, you see a chest underneath the carpet that has been kind of put inside of the ground.
Heck yes.
Good job, everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
Stuff.
Yeah, I'll immediately start looking at it and seeing if there's any. Does it look like there's like an arcane lock or some sort of trap or anything associated with it?
Yeah, I can definitely make another investigation check.
And I'll add my last +5 of the day to that.
Okay, for 19. Looking at it, you definitely get a sense it is arcane locked. You can see there's actually no visible lock on it. This seems to just be a solid case made out of some sort of special iron with a what looks like a emerald green colored brace that has been set around it to kind of fortify it even more. And you can see a couple of runes that have been carved around it, which you probably have to activate in order to open it. But there don't seem to be any quote-unquote hostile spells cast on it. At least the incantations only seem to be abjuration based from your knowledge, and no evocation based magic has been cast at the top of this chest.
Cool. So I'll throw my goggles on and cast Identify. See if I can get anything else from it specifically.
Yeah, you kind of use your goggles, and it literally just is a emerald cased chest with an arcane lock spell casted on it toward it, and that's it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll just start. Can I? Is it like heavy, light? Can I pick it up, or do I have to like drag it, or what?
Yeah, well, when you try to lift it up, it is extremely heavy. As you kind of lift it up, it's heavy. You are a strong dude.
Well,
Well,
not really.
inside of this group, relatively.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're above average. A 12 is above average, so you kind of have enough strength to kind of pick it up and then able to take it someplace. But it definitely weighs its fair share, and as you kind of move it, you can hear definitely that the insides also make metallic clinging sounds, as if metal pieces are kind of rubbing against each other.
Okay. Anybody of you sort of fancy magic people? You wanna open a magic lock for me?
Tomorrow.
Speaking of magic stuff, Eirik, can you identify some stuff for me?
Like, yeah, that's kind of one of my things. So yeah.
Can I not pick the lock, or does it have to be magic unlock?
You can.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's like, things on it here that this isn't. If this was a mechanical lock, I would have been into it already.
I am in the same boat as Fiera. I cannot help you with it until tomorrow.
Ari, you can still attempt to pick the lock. You are a trained Inquisitor that has to deal with arcane locks.
Alright, so I'll go try to pick it.
Okay, make a
Guidance.
Away from the tower, please.
Dragon.
Small tap on the shoulder, like guidance. There you go.
So it's sleight of hand, right?
Yep.
Alright. And a D4.
Ooh, I don't know how big arcane locks go.
21. I would say right now it will not be enough. So if you wish to use one of your
I can use my psionic dice.
Oh, A4, which is what you needed because the DC is 25.
Oh man.
So perfect with the guidance and the psionic shit. Yeah, it's obviously difficult to unlock a lockbox which doesn't have a lock. However, you know that, everything has to open somehow. And you realize that you have to kind of mess a bit with the runes there. Since there probably is a abjuration-based magic on it that also conceals where the actual lock is. It must have a lock somewhere. And as you kind of, feel around, you can feel that on the side of it, it has a seam. It is just so perfectly crafted that it is absolutely not visible. But you kind of just get one of your fingers between it and you can just barely feel the slightest bit of resistance, and you just follow it all along. And you can see it has different patterns, which makes it extremely difficult to follow, but it kind of leads you way to where the lock hole is, which is on the lower side at the edge of where the box actually is. So when the box is kind of in the edge, the lock is on the very edge of it. A very unexpected place for a lock hole to be. You can see that the lock hole itself goes diagonally inside of the chest itself. So there's an extremely weird angle that you have to deal with. And as you're kind of picking your lock, once again, you notice that, just by relying on skill itself won't be enough. So you kind of close your eyes, use the intuition that you have been trained with, and kind of with that extra bit of push that you receive from Isorel, you just feel it out. And then after probably a few minutes or so, you open your eyes and you're confident that you've unlocked it, and then you can see that the runes kind of light up, and then the seam becomes visible as a bit of light goes around it, and then the top of the chest kind of just slides ever so slightly open and can now be opened.
I get up and kind of strut and be like, there you go, Eirik. I did it for you.
That was pretty cool. I'm gonna rip the top off.
I'm just gonna wait for Arya like this, ready to be fist bumped.
And then I'll fist bump.
You open the top of it and you're immediately greeted with the very bright shine of platinum pieces and mix inside of it a lot of green gemstones that seem to be emeralds.
Ooh.
Yo!
Ooh,
at
you
it.
found a stash.
And it's a
Do I
big...
get some sort of that for helping to open it?
Wait,
mean-
if someone, I mean, if someone deserves money here, it's probably Eirik. Like, he's the least willing
know.
to be here.
I'm just giving him crap.
I'm like, whatever is being talked about outside, I'm just like staring at this. I'm literally gonna start just picking pieces out and trying to count it or inventory it or whatever.
Yeah, you would, assume a wild guess that there must be at least 1,500 worth of platinum inside of here.
Ooh, boy.
And from the worth of gems, you would assume that's probably 500 gold worth of emeralds as well.
Okay.
1,100 platinum?
500,
Roughly.
1,500.
Jesus. And then 500
Gold worth of emeralds.
emerald.
I think you have more money than me now, buddy.
That is a lot of money.
And you can see that the platinum pieces are very different looking than the ones you're used to. Instead of the gold, coin shape, they have this
Yeah.
hexagon shape that are a bit elongated on the long side. And you can see that there are also draconic runes kind of written inside of it. And Isabel being the only one who can read it, it reads Alitura.
Any idea? What am I looking at?
Well, it says Alitura, and this mural at the back, and I point out to where there's the thing, there's like these like two entities that are both like holding their scripture thing, and I point to the one that's written in Draconic, and I say, this one says blah 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 welcomes thee to Alitura. So if I was to guess, Alitura is here, like the city or the town or the ruins
Oh, so
would
it's a
be Alitura.
civilization from the past that had its own currency.
That's what I'm guessing. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm guessing. That's the dots that are connecting in my head right now.
Wait, so you're telling me that I can't spend this money?
I mean, it would need to be evaluated, and if anything, it could have even more of a value. Or if you are discovered with draconic artifacts on you, you could be thrown in jail or beheaded on the public place.
Yeah, we don't.
It's either or. You're either like super rich or super dead.
I mean, I don't have to mention it, right? Everything in this location is heretical to the Lichnius and needs to be kept quiet and used carefully. Or there will be a trail and you will be found, and I'll be in a lot of trouble. You'll probably just be executed.
But on the black market, it's probably worth a fuck ton.
Right. We just need to find the right person, and yes. But why don't we take inventory of what we found so far inside, and I guess you've all found something. I've found something, so let's see what else the past has to help us now in the current.
At this point, also Rashina kind of noticing the commotion that you are making, kind of steps up towards you, and you can see that she's holding a wooden staff that seems to go like almost 2 meters high, and then at the top of it, it kind of crowns out, almost like the horns of a deer or moose that kind of goes up, and you can see sitting inside of it, there also seems to be like a green crystal. kind of just walks over and says, well, I've found this in one of the corners. Have you made any discoveries? I can identify anything you have found. I still have a bit left inside of me.
I show my cloak.
Ooh, that's interesting. It goes over, touches it, and see her hands glow up and her eyes as well. Just white blue light. Ah, yes. This seems to be a very traditional make. It's a cloak of elven kind. I did recognize some of these scriptures. I still believe we still use them today, but it's not as commonly manufactured as most other stuff. Helps you be quiet.
Ooh, that's right up my alley.
Fancy. So I'll hold up the necklace.
Oh, no, takes that. Cast it. Ah, well, makes sense for the shape of the rubies. This seems to be an amulet of health. Could help you invigorate yourself.
Interesting. A lot of magic items they had here. Were they offerings or were they... Was this a burial ground?
If I was to guess, Vasina, this looks like a shrine to me. Kind of similar to the one I found when I was looking for Servalon, and people were putting offerings. So I don't know if you would agree with me, but I do feel like this is either like offerings or like the last standing grounds of these people, and this is what's left of them basically.
Yes, I would also agree. Well, we cannot forget that the time before ours was a magical place, a lot stronger than what we have nowadays. I think these things were more common back in the day. Obviously, they're very rare for us now, but who knows how it was 1,500 or even 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. Arya also found this, and I just like kind of showed the scroll. It's rolled up. You basically can summon a dragon to my help, or a dragon spirit, more like. It's not an actual like big dragon, but like the spirit of a dragon.
The spirit is still. What?
This is incredible. This is ancient.
I mean,
magic.
how
This is a
certain are you?
big thing.
Just to verify, can I identify it as well? Just to double check.
Of course. And I'll just hand it to her.
Kind of, once again, identifies it. Kind of looks over to you, Fiera.
I look worried. Like,
Ominous dark light behind me.
It is a spell to summon one of the lost spirits of the dragons.
I shouldn't know. I shouldn't be a part of this. I'm gonna walk to my tower. I don't want that knowledge in my head.
Not a part of this. We are discovering some of the greatest things here. This will lay a new foundation for what we know about our past. You know,
Apparently, yeah.
this basically somewhat confirms that our ancestors lived together with the dragons. We communed with them.
I mean, this whole story, and I point to the murals, basically, if we believe what it translates to, would be our people coming from our plane of existence and coming here and being welcomed and helped and protected by the dragons and dragonborns, question mark?
Yes? And
This is what I'm gathering from this.
not only this, but this paints an entirely different picture of dragonkind. We've been told from the very beginning that they were evil, that they carry the blood of the devils, and that they shouldn't be trusted, but seeing this, I do not see any evil. I see support, I see embrace, I see prosperity. This changes a lot.
I agree with you.
And I believe the people must know. This is why we should discover the past.
I agree with you. Let's not forget that there is the Lichnius technically with us right now. And that the knowledge that we have in our hands right now could potentially lead to our death.
Well, since the pact has already been signed, we have now greater authority over what we wish to investigate ourselves. As for that, I don't think we have to worry too much about the Holy Lichnius anymore.
I wouldn't be so sure, and I just kind of point towards mine, Irix, and Fiera's ring of protection that has the very bold Lichnius symbol on it. We're kind of entangled with them pretty hardcore.
Still get in our way even though we're so close to greatness.
But I do agree with you that our people need to know this. This is a huge part of our past that has been erased from ourselves. This is knowledge that deserves to be known. We just need to do it in a safe way.
Well, of course. I think our first commune with some of the other professors, and then maybe we can apply some appeals towards the high society. I think they would definitely be interested with this knowledge. Yes. Yes. The truth must come out. Maybe not now, maybe not tomorrow, but it will come out.
Absolutely. I intend to reconnect our people to our past. And this is our past.
This is our past. The past of our... Well, now I can't even say that. This is not our land, but a land that has been forgotten. Oh, it is very productive day. Kind of just stands up.
I have one more question. Do you have any more, being able to identify anything?
Yes, I still have one left.
I have this stone, and I don't think it's magical, but I don't know much about this kind of stuff.
I'll take it. Right. Oh, it does look magical to me. I mean, look at it. Wow. Kind of identifies it once again. Oh. Very interesting. This is a Eon Stone of Sustenance. Quite interesting thing. What you can do is, you kind of throws it up, and then it kind of flies up, and then starts to stay afloat, and then start just circling around her head. While you have the enchantment active on you, you don't have to eat or drink anymore.
That's
Interesting.
That sounds really boring.
Eh,
I mean,
I mean,
That's probably worth a lot of money.
do you know how much money you spend and how much time you waste to prepare meals and eat them? You do not have to worry about it. Plus, and this is my main argument why this is probably one of the best items you have found thus far, you don't have to go to toilet anymore. Now think about that.
Again, like I said, easy money.
you said zone of substance.
Sustenance, yes.
sustenance.
Yeah.
Wild.
Very unique.
That is very unique.
Well, let's get everything inside and think about the findings.
Yeah, I'm ready to wind down for the night and meditate over our discoveries here.
Right.
Yes. Time to make full use of your tower here, huh? Kind of.
No, well, yeah, help yourself. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to add the bath or kitchen, but maybe tomorrow.
I just need a space where I can continue my studies. And it takes
Help
just
yourself.
pages and pages of notes that she's taken down and goes inside and lays them down on the floor.
I'm just like
Oh,
dragging this heavy chest into the
yeah, I can't
into
help
the
you.
tower.
Definitely not strong enough for that.
Can I spend a bit of time and just try to either trace or just copy what the runes look like on the arcane lock?
The arcane lock, yeah, you can definitely try and do that.
And just try to at least just make a copy of them in my sketchbook, just so I remember what they looked like.
Yeah, I can make an arcana check. Let's see if you can scribe them properly inside of your notebook.
Yes, I can.
Yes, you can. When you've been rolling consistent 20s. Or dirty 20s. Still, it's a 20. And yeah, kind of see them, although they have been a bit diminished after they've been activated, but you can still make out the faint traces of them and draw down what you believe to be the correct pattern of these draconic ruins. And in a assortment of magical glyphs that you aren't really used to. It's kind of like writing from right to left or up to down. Not your usual left to right, since it's literally a different language.
Yeah.
Yes, as we go inside, I'll just say to everyone, Fate? That sounds so weird. How about a quick meeting, third floor? For those of us who are, kind of point out the mark, bound for now?
Totally forgot about that.
Right, well, yeah, we're not going to talk about that, but I think we all need a quick meeting on the third floor, if you're all okay with that.
As long as we're not trying to invade my brain again.
No.
All right, let's do this then.
And then to Machine, I'll say, do you mind if I borrow the chrysalis for a short while?
Right, sure. I mean, what are you planning to do? I hope you're not trying to eat it.
No,
What? What? Eating a what?
The snake person ate it.
Yeah, the big dude. He
What?
did that.
It's a long story. No worries. No, I just want to put it into perspective for the others.
Sure. Punches up her chest again, opens it, and gives you a bit of cloth she has put it inside of.
Okay. As I reach for it, I will flick my wrist and wrist pocket it.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll gather everybody on the 3rd floor observatory. And as we get up there, I'll just open all the windows so we can get some fresh air. And move the telescope out of the way. Okay, quick meeting. Since I don't think any of you have done this before, I kind of like point out the window to the ruins. Yeah, long story short, I've been doing this for a few years now, where I've been going to ruins and looking for things that have been hidden for a while. And usually I have to report my findings. And then my findings go behind a very guarded safe, as they are called heretical. That you know I'm from. Technically, I'm supposed to report all this. I kind of did tell my boss I was here. But obviously I don't plan to. So what are we going to do with all this stuff? What are you guys' goals with this, now that we have found magical items, we found very valuable things about the past, we found a crystallis?
Well, I do have to tell my bosses about this. It's kind of my job to report things like this too.
But here's the problem. We have found out that there's an organization out there that has these weird people planted that are working against other countries that prefer war, that prefer... What if they're a part of whoever you report to? Like me, if I reported to my boss, they'd want all this behind a safe. If you report this to your boss, they might want to use it to kill people.
I don't think I can report what I, as much as I want to, I don't think I can report what I found to my professor because he is part of the group that was pushing for the treaty that was signed. He was part of the group that signed the letter that we found.
See, that is exactly my point. If these things go to the wrong people, they may be used for things that we're all against. They may want them for their own, plans. These should go to people that deserve it, that are fighting for a future that is good, for fighting for getting this information out into the wild. And if we report it to the wrong people, then we are working against ourselves.
So, what are you suggesting? That we go from town to town and deliver the good news like that freak back in Tellus?
Funny enough, I did hear about that fellow.
I mean, it's the rumor.
Yeah, gosh. No, I say for now, from what I can tell, we all want to do good for the world. Eirik wants to make things that help people of all nations, contraptions, using whatever means are out there, the chrysalis. Arya, you want to uncover the past and make sure everybody knows about it, and you want to protect your friend, protect those who are doing right. And Azrael, you want your people's past to be in the open and shared, and the magic of the weave to come back.
We all kind of want the same thing.
Exactly. These should be used to help our goals. And we need to be careful who finds out about these items and our information.
I was gonna say that we should keep these items, at least for now, to ourselves and try to be careful where we mention them or take them out or use them.
I mean, it depends what item, right? Like your
Well,
cloak.
obviously, I'm not gonna summon a freaking dragon in the middle of a city. Uh,
That is another conversation. I don't know if you know, but
I would
wow,
prefer to have my cloak on at all times.
right, things like the cloak, I think, are just fine. They are, everyday magical items, but then I'll
could be an
respond it.
heirloom from an old family member,
True, but she won't be
at
questioned
most.
about it. But things like the chrysalis that I'll, respond to everybody. This cannot be shown to anyone unless it's very private. And that scroll can't even be mentioned, or there's going to be a witch hunt for us. I don't know what you plan to do with that, but if it is the spirit of a dragon you're bringing out, oh boy.
Yeah.
That is like alarm bells ringing across all planes.
It'd be a way to learn about the past.
Yes.
Well, I do want to find the tree that is shown in the mural. It has to be somewhere around here. Maybe maybe this tree can tell us a little bit more about here.
Potentially. But let's keep that as well. Fortunately, I had to use my own scroll today. But keep that for emergencies, or when we're truly lost and need help, is my recommendation.
As much as it is one of my dreams and one of my goals to have a conversation with a dragon, I don't think using that scroll in the middle of a kerfuffle would be a good idea. So I agree with you. This scroll will be safe
Good.
and sound at the bottom of my stuff in the special in case of emergency spot.
Perfect. And maybe one day, well, I can't read Draconic, but maybe one day I can make a copy of it for you, or find a way you can. Because scrolls are one time, and then they kind of just burn up. So
I have a feeling that if I keep studying hard and if I keep awakening myself to my druidic capabilities, I'll be able to repeat the effects of that scroll.
perfect.
It's a 5th level spell for druids.
Fancy. That means at 5th level, you can summon dragons as you want. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
this to say, there's
Yes.
still one loose end, and I'll just point straight down at Vashina.
Yeah, as you noticed, the hatches are open. I didn't close them as we came up, so she can run
That's
away.
why I'm not saying anything. I'm just pointing.
Yeah. Look, I wouldn't have. I'm here to make friends. That's why I came to Azathia. And from what I can tell, she is on the same page as me. I'm just. Yeah, we come from different places. So I'm trying to open up to sharing all this information. It does need to come out. If dragons were friendly to elves. But obviously, I was never allowed to learn that sort of thing.
I mean, it would make sense if that type of information, at least let's say the more historical discoveries of like the murals and the things that we have found, like if they came from a scholar, that would actually make sense because
Right.
we're making discoveries every single day. I do believe that we need to sit down with Fascina and see if she will agree to keep the artifacts on the low down, at least
Until
for
the right
now.
time, under the right circumstances where it can do good.
Yeah.
Right? Because I haven't told you all. So the war has begun, and it seems that Tellus has invaded my homeland and is actually at the gates of my hometown city. So the war has begun. And if we get out the wrong information, if we scare the Lichnius to an extent, they will bring out the light crystals and do what they've done in the past.
They'll wipe everyone in their
Yes.
way.
We need to be careful that what we learn doesn't just get wiped away. But we also need to make sure that the Lichnius understand that the information we have isn't heretical. And it can help people.
It's just fact. Things that actually happened.
Yes, it's history. And history is to be learned and understood. It's not to be feared.
By knowing our history, we can avoid mistakes that cause wars.
Exactly.
To be fair, I'm still kind of scared.
Oh, you should be.
Valid point, yes. We're gonna have to figure out a way to bring that box back in a more subtle way than walking around with a freaking draconic money stash.
I mean, how much... How big is your bag, Eric?
I mean, it can hold 500 pounds. I don't know how much
I don't know.
1,500 platinum weighs.
Probably a bit more than 500 pounds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
plus the stuff I already have inside. I mean, we can put like
Satchel.
a couple hundred, but
Okay, so maybe we spread it around the best we can. But yeah, showing coin with draconic origin. Funny enough, I think an Azathian Colis would be fine. Depending what faction we sell it to or what person. We could get traded. Also, I know somebody back in Sunir that we could probably convert it with. If we go back there.
As much as I want to go back there and make contact with our underground friend and maybe get more money, I feel like if the war is happening, going back there could be dangerous.
Yes. But there's also, I just point out the mark.
yeah,
Wherever
we
he
kind of
is.
ran away from that city for pretty specific reasons.
Mhm. I do think we stay here and keep delving into this room. It's obviously important at different levels. But then we do need to get back to why we came here in the first place. So maybe another day or two, and then we head back.
I agree
And-
that in another day or two, we come up with a plan. I don't know about heading back to Sunanir. It makes me anxious.
Well, not
but-
sitting there, to the archive.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure we can get news from, let's say, the outside world. Like, accurate reports of what's going on from the archives, and then we can decide where we're going
Right.
from there.
And tomorrow I can send messages to... Well, I have contacts everywhere.
I
yeah.
feel a little more secure in our plans right now. It seems like we have something that is at least a little more tangible.
This
I
is
don't
certainly a leg up.
Yeah, I don't
You
feel
know.
safe. I don't feel safe at all, but I mean, I feel like we're holding on to something right now.
I know we said we should keep everything on the DL, but we do have these sending stones for letting some people know, and they're people that I trust that are associated with the organization, but not associated at the same time.
People like that I can agree with. I do think... I don't know if I trust Harold yet, but I think it's okay sharing with him. Cinderfer I'm also on the fence with, since she kind of did drop the ball in Sunir, if I'm, telling the truth. There's a lot of corruption there, and she was in the thick of it. She was in
I
charge
think,
of,
well, I think she was abandoned by everyone she was supposed to trust.
Seemed like she just got overwhelmed.
Yeah,
Which is why I trust her.
it shows that she's human.
Hey,
Drow. But yes,
Yeah.
Keldian.
yeah.
I won't tell them everything, but I want to tell them at least something.
it
think
would,
that's fair.
admittedly, it would be good for someone to know what we are doing. What we
Right.
have found.
Fine.
Get up. It's stressful, okay?
Is Ira getting a bit of accents now?
God, I hope not. I can't pull that
I'm
off.
so sorry. I didn't realize I said it out loud.
Oh,
It's okay. It's okay.
that's fine.
No, but I just from, I guess, longevity point of view, for our own sake, someone else needs to know. Like, I'm not connected the way you guys seem to be. I don't have threads and groups of people, but
Well, we do need allies that we will be able to rely on when we get into tricky situations.
Exactly. Or someone
And
to look to for advice.
Yeah, I think these two people are a good start. Is it the best start? I don't know. We will not know until we talk to them, but I think it's a good place to start.
They're also trying to fight the corruption,
Yes.
which I think is the biggest problem in the world right now. So many people are getting corrupted by some organization. And that's why there's so much fighting and war and misunderstanding. So what do we want to tell them? Or do you have an idea, Arya?
I want to tell them about where we currently are and about the mural. I don't know if I'll tell them about all the magic items that we found, but at least about this place.
Should
That's
we
fair.
mention that this place was crawling with lizard folks and yuantis? Is it worth noting that it seemed to be of importance to them as well?
I think that it would be good. I think it would be good to tell them, but I don't know if it would have to be something that it was told within a couple days. I wouldn't have enough.
Yeah, so maybe more of a, if you need more information, we have more information available.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, do any of you know if talking through these stones is like, can people like tap into that? Can they like hear what's being sent?
If it's like my spell, you have to speak out loud. So it depends if they're able to hear you speak out loud at your location or the location that it's being heard.
I mean, technically speaking, if someone was crying on someone that had one of those stones at the moment they are using the stones, there is a possibility that it could leak some information. But I mean, the other party would need to know exactly when the stones are being used and who they are being used for and everything.
Right. Okay, I'm just for the sake of, argument and safety, like, if we're gonna be revealing some of or all of the information that we find here to Harold and Cinephore, maybe we do that in person.
I know that one of the benefits of descending stones is if anything happens to the holder of the other one, I would know. Like, if they're no longer in possession of it, I would know.
But we could potentially call onto them to meet with us in a couple days.
Well, remember, Harold's probably went to tell us, but Cinephore should be in soon here.
We could ask her to meet with us at the archives.
Ooh.
It would give her a break from the war as well.
You could try.
I just don't know if I want to pull her from something unless it's like super important, and I don't feel like it is right now.
Right.
Well, we can think on it. With the stones, we should be able to send a message every day, so...
We don't need to tell them right this minute. We can take a night to think about it.
And if we need longer messages, then that's where I can use sending, and we're not limited to just 25 words, so we can do like 100.
Oh.
So for now, let's focus on where we're at. We'll focus on the ruins for next day or so, get what we need, learn everything we can, and get back to it. See what the world is in a couple days, because we really don't know.
Yeah.
So since I made the tower, can you three take watch? Is that fair?
I only need to sleep half a night, so I can definitely spend some time watching. Yes.
Perfect.
I can do the same. So, Eirik, you can get a full night's sleep.
Yes! Yes!
The elves are gonna take care of you.
Oh.
And with that, I would say that you probably then go to your appointed shifts and make yourselves comfortable inside of this new space conjured up by fear. Yeah?
Before we all separate, I want to renew my whispers because it's probably getting close to the time that it would have expired.
If you wish to do so, you can do so.
And I want to make sure that it's active, so if I have to yell in their head to wake them up, they'll hear me.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And let's see how long that will last.
Oh, only 4 hours. But that's 4 hours.
If you take first shift, it's perfect.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So you all just rest inside of the strange new place, having discovered new things about the past.
Is Vashina still there?
Yeah, she's still there.
Okay, she hasn't like run away.
And with that, we're gonna end today's session here.
Is she alive and still here?
Well, we will find that out
Jesus.
next week.
Not next week.
Oh yeah, oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think I should say this to the viewers, for those who have been watching us consistently. First of all, thank you. Second of all, we will probably have a longer break. A summer break, as you will, for the entirety of July. We probably won't have any sessions, just because I will not be there. And yeah, I think also just this freaking heat is killing me. I'm sweating so much.
It's a hot summer.
Yeah, so maybe also for the best to kind of wait a bit to maybe hope that the heat subsides. But yeah, so uncertain when the next session will be. We will hope August. Wait, what is the date actually? Yeah, no. So I think our break will start from now, and maybe we'll throw in a one shot in there just for good measure. But I think until August, there will be a bit of silence from us. But I think we all deserve a break, and I think it's an appropriate ending. There isn't too much going on right now. You are just chilling in some ruins.
In a weird tower.
In a weird tower.
In a word tower. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how it's fine with weird.
I guess we're gonna say bye for now, and hopefully we see you for session
Bye.
28.